long talk of Limit Break Radio is full made by Patreon shine givers like Quilchris Falconeer of Ragnarok, Mina Lockhart from Belmung, Miri Kennett of Sargentanus. Muchly honor for your shine giving. If Uplander wants to shine give, quick step to patreon.com/limitbreakradio. And by the Angry Shout Pearlcast. Join the risky search of 5 gobbies as they angry shout their wonglocks to Eorzea. Watch as their bonds of happy joy grow muchly through many fests of hardship and daring do. Uplander brain cases will finally be at easy sleep once the forever time questions are brain found. What planes making stir in the inner fields of gobbies? Can stomach flutterings grow on the fighty field? What busy track shows path of ultimate cheese making? Tune in to find out every Fires Day at 4 p.m. Gridania Standard Time. No jingle shine needed.
Live from Eorzea.
Limit Break with your hosts, Nero.
Now behold the horror you have wrought.
Kahlo.
I said don't take your clothes off.
Juxtaposition.
I don't get it.
Ascalia.
Holy shit, totally forgot about him.
And Mika.
Oh my god.
LimitBreakRadio.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So is he introing the show or?
Wait, what? Wait, who are you? Who's
Starter?
Wait, Nero? Who is that?
It's Fusion.
Fusion.
Yeah, he told me to come on the show today.
Okay, I knew we were gonna have a special guest today.
I thought this was just me.
Yeah,
like
what's going on?
Oh, hold on a second. Who's here?
Hi, Cookie's here. Hi, Cookie.
Hi, I just came on because something's going on. No one's messaging me. What's going on?
So Nero told me we would have guests on the show, but where is Nero?
I have no idea. He's not answering my messages whatsoever.
Fucking typical, man. Jesus.
What?
It's like the first show I've been on. Yeah, dude, I've never been on this show before. He doesn't even fucking show up.
Oh, wait, who's here? How
many people are here?
Oh my god.
Sound off. Who's here?
Frosty TV.
Okay. Frosty
I got
TV. Fusion.
Anero's dead, guys. Anero's dead. Didn't you guys read the obituary?
Okay, that's Samus.
All right, Samus. And who else?
Get over it.
Is that it?
Herman Melville's here. Oh, jeez.
Ragu in the house!
Oh, what's up, Joe?
What's up, guys?
All right, so only us? Nika, you're here. Have you heard from them?
I am here. I didn't know. No, he told me there would be a special guest on their show, and we weren't sure who it was going to be yet. So they never told me who.
Only us? Wow, Kookie. Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's no Juxta, no Kahlo, none of them are here.
I mean, I don't know if that's a bad thing.
This is called an improvement. This is, when you upgrade your gear, when you up your eye level in Final Fantasy 14, you trade in your old shit for better shit. That's what this is.
So y'all are claiming that you can run our show better than all of us can.
Yeah, this might be fucking better. I think this is going to be better in the end.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. Let me send you the link to the outline so you can read it through. And who's going to take care of calls for me? I'll be sending messages.
That's the wrong link. I don't want to see Juxta's dick again. That's
not the right link.
God, at least zoom in on it because the pixels are way too small.
All right, that's the right link right there.
Okay.
Right there. All right. Just follow along since you guys apparently know how to host better than LBR.
So do we have an ETA on the other guys or is it just us?
Yeah, are they coming?
I have no idea. Somebody message them because they're not answering my messages.
I would assume that they're Kahlo read the intro. Where did he go?
I don't know. I'm not in studio. I have no idea.
This is the bad part.
Is anybody in studio? Anyone at all?
Maybe they. left.
Oh my god. All right. Last thing I ever do is Limit Break Radio.
Yeah, I'm fucking down with
Wait,
this
I'm
shit.
still here. I love you, Joe.
All right. Well, I mean, we got an outline. I mean, we might as well just.
We could just bingo it, right?
Let's just do bingo it.
Bingo it.
We'll bingo
Yeah,
this.
just go by the outline. Fusion, I'll send you a message if a call comes in, all right?
Limit Break
Done.
Radio episode 100 Sunday. Oh,
wait. Can you read this? Because I know Samus can't read it.
February
12th, 2017.
Wait, so Samus is the juxta because
Yeah, I was gonna say you
Samus
started
can't
that
read.
off.
Oh, but I know how to read. You can't put me on that job unless let me
I
get
can
a
read as long as it doesn't have letters in it.
Are you even trying?
I'm trying.
Look, I'll do this.
As
I'll do this
hard,
next
if
part.
not harder
All right.
than they normally do when they do a show. So I think
All right.
this is still an improvement.
No, the
Yeah.
Oh, let's take a look at this show. Let's see.
the real question is who's pushing the drops right now.
I heard that. Yeah, who's? I don't even know.
Oh God.
Too many questions and not
Oh
enough.
God.
It's the ghost.
God,
of
which
an
part
era
are we supposed to
past.
even read on this?
Juxta.
Start with. Yeah, none of those LBR news is current. You can skip a lot of.
Oh,
What do you mean it's current? It's our LBR studio, Goblet 5th Ward, Plot 30.
Okay, but LBR
Join
will be
us.
moving to a new time. We will be starting live at 4 p.m. That's outdated shit. I'm deleting it. Bye. No, I can't. I'm not on the right Google account.
LBR is starting live at 4 p.m.
Okay.
every day. So make sure to tune in and
Every
be
Sunday.
It doesn't say that
Oh
on the
my
outline.
gosh.
Come on, attention to details, guys.
Okay, don't
Every
forget
day at 4 p.m.
Patreon $20 pledge. I know I got my Nika postcard, so maybe some of you got your Nika postcard. They're cute, right? The Nika postcards. You
What the
all love
fuck is a Nika postcard?
So you don't know our $20 Patreon reward level gives unique character LBR character postcards.
You could.
And
Oh,
last
yeah.
month was the Nika card.
Just so I can have something to throw away when it gets to me?
The actual worst host.
Now I have a question. So I didn't put my money in through Patreon, but I slipped a 20 in Jux's G-string when I saw him last. Does that count?
I don't think so.
Whoa! Not cool, man.
God, it's a
Where are
ghost.
these
It's a
coming
ghost.
from?
Oh, fuck, man.
Postcard.
So you have to be a $20 Patreon pledger.
Can you give me like a preview of what that looks like? Like, do you have that posted somewhere, or is it? Or do I have to give you $20 to know what crap I'm gonna
we
get?
have we have the previews of the. We don't show you the current months so that you can like steal it and print it out. We show it to you after they've been sent out, so you can actually find the previous months out on LBR's Facebook and stuff and social media.
Okay, all right.
All the places you can find LBR on social media, like Twitter and Facebook and Twitch.
See, this is the shit.
She does
And
think
Instagram.
about all the social media.
And Instagram.
channels.
Goddamn, like,
and Instagram.
is half the
And
show
Snapchat.
going to be like sell out stuff? God, come on, let's put some actual content into the show.
Okay.
Like, half the show's like advertising. Come on, dude.
When does the comedy start?
All right. Who wants to talk about this news article?
What, the
Oh,
developer shows off?
this HoloLens thing. Yeah, this is going around on Reddit. Basically, it's a test, right? It doesn't work actively.
know.
No, you can look at the map, right? So it's this video of a guy with a HoloLens, and basically he's got like his laptop with 14 running on it, but then he's got like the journal window and the map and all this other stuff kind of floating around it. But you can tell it's not working because his little direction thing on the map window isn't changing. It's stagnant. It's just an image. So it's not working.
It's
It's a test. It's a test.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's terrible.
Doesn't
who
this
would play
seem
that?
kind
I
of
mean, but if
redundant
it's
if you
just
have a big monitor? Like, if you have a really good or a really big monitor, this is just
Like,
fucking
why would
redundant.
you like? I
Yes,
get
idiot!
I get the idea of like, all right, it's HoloLens and like, what can we do with it? But like, honestly, I want all my shit to be popping up at the screen I'm looking at. I don't want to be like having to wave my head around like Stevie Wonder trying to figure out where all my windows are.
This slut is working. If you hear this message, she is. Fuck her right in the pussy. I miss the rar.
Oh, that's not good.
that is our
Wow.
donation. Our donation.
Wow.
Thanks for the donation, Thor.
I understood part of that. Unfortunately,
yeah.
it was probably the wrong part of that. But
You suck at everything.
All I caught was "fuck her right in the pussy." That's like the only
Okay.
thing I heard.
It stood out. But anyway, this
Oh.
this HoloLens thing. I mean, we see a lot of this over the course of time. Like Final Fantasy, Square Enix, they like to stay relevant in the news with, oh, now we can play 14 on VR. Now we can play 14 on a HoloLens. And I think more of it's for them to have some type of a visibility in the news than it is for it to actually be functional.
well, this wasn't even from SE. This was just somebody messing around.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at the same time, that's like it's something that is thrown out there into the world that we get programmed to eat up in terms of news. So
I can imagine like somebody at SE is seeing this like, oh god, I hope people don't like it. Like we don't have to implement that shit.
But I mean,
like
you guys think it could work if they actually implemented it correctly?
Have you guys ever played on VR at all? Have you guys even messed with it before?
Bad idea.
No.
I've done VR. I just don't think in this demo's like what this demo is showing, I don't think that's a good idea.
No, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's the wrong kind of game. MMOs for this kind of thing, it doesn't seem relevant.
Okay. So if you're gonna talk about it, the only thing that we want to see as gamers, like for me as a gamer, if I can play Sword Art Online from the inside of a Sword Art Online type video game, try something like that. However, at this advent that VR is in right now, and this is another discussion for another time, for my friends in the business, and even the Final Fantasy 14 community members that have moved on to VR, which is a beautiful thing. Shout outs to my dog Colby. If you
What up, Colby? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, my diggity dog. He's a project manager at Oculus right now. So I have I got connections to different types of things, and you get to see it. And even from their standpoint, this is at the beginning, and such a beginning. Like you can play, VR Cop or Office Simulator? Those are great games right now, but I'm not playing anything else on VR unless it's
RE7, man. I've heard RE7 is really good.
I can't play games like that because I poop pants. So no.
I can't do that.
Listening to your shows for a long, and this is the time I have been able to
Hell yeah,
watch
dude.
your show live. Congrats on episode 100. Let's get this shit show on the road.
Oh, yeah.
Nailed it.
I don't know. I can't
Nailed
see
it.
the
In the
donations are-
last
5K cheer. That's strong. That's strong, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that was strong by Madness. Thank you.
Right on. Thanks for giving them the stuff.
Yeah, thank you for
I'm
getting
glad that
the
we're
donation
working
guys.
here.
Yeah, seriously, we're like working and giving them money for this shit.
love
And
you.
they're not even here.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
your dicks
here.
are good.
Whatever.
I count, right?
I
They left us
guess.
with the bottom of the barrel. No offense, Nika.
I mean, they did leave me out of the joke. I was not aware of this.
But yeah, I think stuff like this, I mean, it's a, oh, cool. Yeah, great. But in actual implementation, it doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Nobody even wants to play like that. Like maybe it was that guy's dream to wake up and, play it on his freaking HoloLens, but
Shit, yeah!
How does it work though? Like the entire game would be on the HoloLens, or just like pieces of the UI?
So the UI is on the HoloLens. It looks like he's just looking at his laptop, but then the HoloLens is simulating the different windows.
But could it work like that in like a real? If they really implemented it, like the game would still be on the screen.
That's how HoloLens works. It's instead of VR, it's augmented reality. So it'll show you stuff in the real world, right? Like quote figures, and so you just see like things in the real world. And so what it is he's looking at his laptop screen, but then the HoloLens is simulating like his map and like the Quest window and all those other windows.
Yeah, and you notice how he kind of like crops the screen on the laptop too. He's like a Lala. He takes up the majority of the screen. It's all like cropped out, and it looks stupid to me. I don't know. I hate it.
It could be hardware restrictions, though. I mean, he's only running it off a laptop, right? The screen is so small. That looks like it's like a 13-inch screen.
Is this the
He's
real
also-
show? PogChamp, but then you talk about the biggest weeb game. Sal feels badman.
Whoa, shots
What?
fired.
What?
Ouch!
Weeb game?
Weeb game. What-
Talk about the biggest weeb games. What are they talking
What's the weeb game?
What weeb games are you playing, Joe?
I said SAO.
Dude, SAO's the shit. Whatever, dude.
Let me clear the fucking air right now. I love anime and all anime things. So if you don't like anime
I'm
things,
Another
so
one.
glad you replaced Callow. See y'all later, shithead.
Whatever, you bitch!
Yeah. Yeah,
Dude,
pretty much.
that's what's up, Joe. Dude, don't be ashamed of your anime.
I'll fuck what anybody says or thinks. My girlfriend gives me shit about this. I love anime. I love it.
Whatever, dude. Dude, when I was a wee raffler, dude.
You
another
were
one.
getting all the big FF14 streamers in here. Where is Scoro? Kappa.
Fuck Skuro, man.
Who's that? I have
Scuro's
no
like
idea
the
who that is.
stupidest.
I don't know who that is either.
Who the hell said you could hang out with us?
So does anyone even care that these guys are missing at this point? Do we need to like try to
I don't know. I'm starting to
imitate
think
a little bit of their stupidity to make people who keep coming to the show
Another
like
one.
happy?
Here's my money.
Okay.
Sorry, totally
That's
talked
too-
over it.
That's
That's
too
okay.
quick.
Dude, I don't know if that. I don't know. I kind of am starting to like you guys better than them. So I don't know.
Well, they're all a bunch of idiots. I mean, it's understandable.
I mean, we could just end this. This could be like the 100, the big reveal. They're done. Fuck them.
Burn it
We
all
have
down.
a new show that's
Burn it all
better.
down.
LBR has truly failed. The end.
Oh, Jesus.
Yo, it's like LBR's like, yo, you guys come on, everybody can host, and it's like next week we're all just like, maybe we should just do our own show.
Yeah,
that's it.
Like that's what we'll do. Maybe they'll go to 101 or whatever, but we'll take Nika maybe if she does okay. Maybe this is her tryout right now for our show that we're going to create, and we'll do it at the exact same time slot that they do it.
Weeb shit represent Kappa. Love you, Zo.
Weeb shit represent Kappa.
I don't know who Zoe is, but
that's what I'm saying, man. Yo, it's not just weeb shit. I want everybody just love what you love and don't give a fuck. That's the bottom line. Like, just love what you
Or
love.
if you really love it, give many fucks.
I don't think people should always love what they love. I mean, let people, there's limits to it, dude. There is limits, man. Some people shouldn't love some things.
No. If somebody loves to have sex with a goat, go ahead.
That's the gentle side of that. They can do that.
Repercussions for those actions. Life will hand you a consequence if that shit's fucked up. But if you love it, go love it.
Oh, wait, there's a long one here.
Final encounter cast Nate's for Sona name is Anareo after he takes a Fantasia to become a Makoto furry. Suspicion confirmed. Also, Hack is better than the shitstorm that is.
Is this gonna do all the whole ep like this? Is this gonna be the
We just have the whole episode. We just have donations coming.
So
all these funds
I
are
will
transferring
say-
to our bank account.
When I was younger, man, I grew up on .hack. I fucking love .hack, and then I watched SAO, and I'm like, it's just more .hack. Like, sign me out, dude.
SAO got weird after some point. I don't know. There's something
First season of SAO was the best, and it got weird. I didn't dislike it, but I liked the first season way better.
Yeah, half of the second season was just weird.
Get to the fanfics.
Oh God.
What the hell is a fanfic? Is it just like
Frosty doesn't know?
So Joe just mentioned goat fucking. Just imagine that's like Juxa or Callow, and that's your fanfic for the episode.
No, Frosty, our fans have taken to writing erotic role play fan fiction of our characters.
That's weird on so many
I don't
levels.
know why, and for some reason they get off on it when we read them live.
do they know what you guys look like?
I don't know if I need to be a part of that.
It's all of our character. It's all in character perspective, like character perspective, but like using our character names, and it's really awkward.
Jesus Christ, you guys have sold out. Holy crap. Fuck. You're like, okay, yeah, we'll read little fan sex stories to you.
Yeah, who else was at this was doing that? He was getting ERP shit too.
Oh God, really?
But at least he sounds cooler when he's reading it, right? Because he's got the Australian accent.
Wait, was that sarcasm?
You're the only one who hasn't ERP'd in the goblet for 100k guild, but now.
Hashtag failing podcast.
Yeah, seriously.
Good. Yep.
That's the direction we want to take this after they stood us up like this.
I know. I'm a little
Failure freaks.
I'm a little jaded by this too.
Yeah, that's all right. Nico, how do you do you have to take medicine every single week, like some sort of like pill or something, like after a show or before the show to even deal with it?
I meditate heavily? I do. No, I actually don't drink at all. But I meditate and do yoga.
Okay.
It's the only way to calm myself enough.
What? All right. Okay, so let's say this. All right, HoloLens sucks stupid. We all agree on that, right? It's the worst thing in the world.
GGWP.
Oh, we were talking about something. That's right.
So we got a Kookie's letting me know we got a clip or something here from Billingson.
Now we're getting to the 14 stuff and boob.
And boob.
And boob.
Oh,
is that what that said?
Yeah, he donated $80.08. It says boob.
Oh,
nice.
Thank you for that one.
Very
clever.
For the non-money.
Yeah, I mean, appreciate boob.
We have a video.
We have a call from Bill to congratulate everybody on
Bill who?
Hi guys. I'm a big fan of the show.
Wow. We're glad that you like our show.
Why?
Yeah, I've been listening for 100 episodes now, and I'm a big fan.
How many hours is that wasted, sir? How many hours of their life is that?
Well, Bill, we're going to say on behalf of Lunatic Radio, thank you so much for your congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. I actually want to know a little bit more about you and kind of how the mentality of enjoying a show like this actually works out. So is there an institution that you go to that we can be a little bit more familiar with?
What do you mean? An institute? Where? What do you mean?
Like, do you go somewhere and
like,
you have like
therapy?
people in white coats like taking care of you?
He wants to know how you can enjoy a show like this.
No, I'm
Hello,
a big fan.
Okay.
Sadly can't stick around for the
Gotta
rest
send
of
a
the
donation.
shenanigans tonight, so donating now to say, congrats to 100 and here's to 100 more.
Thank you.
I wanted to congratulate you on 100 shows.
Big shout out.
Okay, so another question: when you're talking about a big fan, are you just like talking about role playing as a fan that spins around, or are you actually enjoying the show? Like, I would believe you're actually role playing as a fan would be more believable than you actually enjoying the show.
No, my name's Bill.
Yeah, what
Bill,
server?
okay.
What server do you play on?
Gilgamesh.
He never said.
Gilgamesh?
Is that Greg?
Why? Okay. He's from Gil, guys.
See, that's how he can tolerate it a little more, at least, right? He's not on the server with them, so maybe that's that little bit of a break is how he's able to tolerate it.
I don't know.
Hey,
Thanks for your call, Bill.
hey, Bill.
No, thank you for 100 episodes. I think that you guys are really funny, and I love your tutorial videos.
What?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
amazing. They're great.
Yeah, it's on a.
They're my favorite. They're my favorite tutorial videos.
That's great. Which one's your favorite?
I like the one where you're facing the big guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love that big
That's
guy.
a great
Yeah,
one.
that's a good.
Yeah. So thank you for calling in, man. That's cool.
Yeah, do you want to have any shout outs?
Shout outs to no.
All right, big shout out to No.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling, Bill.
I appreciate No as well.
Realize that was Nate role-playing as a fan.
Well,
Well,
if that's
that is
true,
that
then
His
Nate
voice was
is a
really stupid,
jackass.
wasn't it?
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
that is why he sounded like an asshole.
I don't know. He didn't sound as cunty as a Nero. I don't think that was.
There wasn't enough of that in his vibrato.
Yeah.
The timbre of his voice wasn't quite.
Yeah.
Do we have another topic we should be moving on to?
EU
all right.
FanFest is
Yeah,
coming
it's
next
next
week.
weekend, guys. It's next weekend.
Oh my gosh.
The third one, babe.
The final one. Is it?
Yeah.
Big one, guys.
One more. What are we seeing? What do you think we're going to see?
Samurai, duh.
Firm samurai. If you're
Oh, come on.
Yeah, come on. Be a little bit more creative than that, guys. That's the most boring answer.
Well, that's what it got spoiled, yo. That's
Did it though? Did it?
Did it?
Did
Yeah.
it?
got spoiled.
Me and Frosty were talking
Bill
about
sounds
this.
like
Another
he
one.
had mono.
Bill sounds like Thank you, Thor.
Nice. Yeah, me and Frosty were talking about this just yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was in the files. That's great. Yoshida knows we look at the files. Yoshida trolls the shit out of us all the time.
No, I wouldn't doubt that he did that on purpose. Absolutely.
No chance, yo.
I would buy a 2-year subscription if he did that, though. If he like announced Blue Mage and said, "Yeah, just kidding. There's no samurai. I knew you guys looked at the files."
Why did you guys think it was samurai? I don't understand.
My perspective. If I'm gonna just throw this out there before we go nuts with this. If you're gonna look at Final Fantasy XIV as a business right now, as a business model, what happened in the first year, what happened in the second year, what happened in the third year, as a community, Square Enix. This is from my opinion, my I'd say somewhat involved opinion with who I know at Square Enix. They need to give everyone in the Final Fantasy XIV community everything that they want in Stormblood. If they want to, if this game really is going to go in the direction that, as a business, they want it to go in. So for me, I hear samurai, I hear red mage. I don't hear as much.
I hear a cat.
But do you hear? There is a cat.
Yeah.
Do you hear third job, or do you think it's only 2?
Now that's what I'm talking about. That will be if there's going to be an announcement, it will be something that none of us could have anticipated.
I hope there's a third job, man. 2 is just kind of sad when the financials came out. They're like, we have such a big budget now. Here's 2 jobs.
And
It's like, what?
I think that's what's going to blow us out of the water. And for me personally, that will be the dancer class. That will be the
dude. Yes,
that. But I still see dancer coming in as a healer. They're going to give us give us 3 if that's the way we're going to go. But if not,
if you're so excited about worthless garbage, you want this too.
More importantly, how is this game going to change? That's the big thing. Like, how is this game going to change in terms of play? I like the classes. The classes are great. Everyone's going to love them and play the hype. But how is this going to change systemically, and that's what we're going to get more answers to. This is the conclusion of what's going to happen in Stormblood, and then we got 6 months of freaking live letters to figure out next. But
probably not that. If I had to take a guess, probably not that. Unless one of the things we know we're gonna get a new primal, probably a new Beastman race to go with that. Maybe we get a giant chicken primal. We don't know.
Well, we know we're getting those Lamia Beastmen or whatever they're called.
Well, yeah, but that was already announced. So it was with Lakshmi.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So you think
but they said that there's new primals with an S, so we know there's at least going to be one more.
Do you think they'll announce that at the EU FanFest or wait until live?
No, that'll be EU FanFest. I think what we'll get at FanFest, there's a few things they've talked about, they've hinted about in either previous FanFests or in interviews that we've had translated from Marco. We know that there's probably going to be new primals. Right? They said there's an S, plural, more than one. Yes. Probably a new Beastman race to go with that. We know there's going to be a new form of PvP. We know that there's going to be battle system changes that they haven't talked about yet. I'm assuming they're going to talk about them here.
That's what we need. That's what we need.
I don't think they're going to announce much with battle system changes. I think they're going to do that with live letters, man. I think it's just going to be, here's some shiny little things, enjoy it, and this is your last FanFest.
You gotta look at 3.0, right? So 3.0, after FanFest, we knew a lot of stuff, and then there was a bit of a lull. They had like a media thing in like France where they were in like a chateau. I don't know. I forget what they announced there, if anything. But then they had like PAX East. They announced Deep Dungeon and Palace of the Dead. And then it was E3. They let you play a little bit. And then early access was like 3 days after that. So, I mean, I'm assuming they'll probably do something similar to E3 again. We'll probably get something else at PAX East. Maybe they'll announce whatever the Deep Dungeon is for 4.0. But I think the bulk of the stuff that's going to be in Stormblood, I think we're going to get that at FanFest.
You know what's funny? I noticed this kind of when we're talking. If any of us is talking and Joe starts to talk, we can't hear Joe. Like it completely mutes him for some reason. Like it goes really low, and so we can keep talking. And if he says something, we just keep talking, and he'll never be able to speak over us.
Oh man,
I feel that.
Make sure you don't have.
See, he's doing it again.
Yeah, make sure you don't have that Windows adjust my own settings thing.
Yeah.
Clicked. Because that, I think, maybe is what's lowering your mic. I don't know. But every time someone talks over you, you just
that might be what it is.
Yeah, it completely eliminates your voice.
Is that better?
I don't know. We have to talk at the same time.
Yeah, just try talking right now, Joe. See if you can say anything.
No,
not still. At all. I don't know if that does it for everyone or just you, man. Maybe it just.
This is actually almost depressing.
I think it's just him.
Oh, this is almost as depressing as LBR.
Is that better now? Better now?
Man, not cool.
Well, maybe.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little better.
A little bit better, yeah.
I don't know if like when we're talking,
it's still quiet, but we can hear you enough
so we can stop talking.
Yeah, because I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
Well, I mean,
it makes it a little bit easier for us. Oh my god!
LMFAO, what a noob you are.
We can see his video, so when he starts like really getting passionate, just stop.
We have to all be really polite and say, "Guys, let Joe talk. Let him speak, guys.
Please, let me say something."
There you go.
I disagree, man. I really think that they're gonna they need to give it to us now because what else is gonna be between now and the summertime? You got PAX East.
That's it.
Yeah, which is the only thing. So
PAX East is it.
I don't think we're going to do a live letter at PAX East and explain all this stuff coming out. And I really don't think, it would really upset me if they were to wait until the last minute and wait until the preliminary patch notes to explain how the battle system is going to change and exactly what their ideas are for the future. Because this, and I understand from a game standpoint, this is how the game's going to explode. They're going to make the game, they're going to lower the skill cap to fucking every single class, and they're going to make it easier for players to come in and get excited about Final Fantasy XIV off the rip right now.
Yep.
Because
let's complain about it.
Stormblood, I'm telling you flat out, Stormblood is going to blow the fuck up right now just because of people already having interest in how much this game has changed from the beginning to what it is right now. All of the big major players on Twitch, the very, very large streamers have been, if you watch the directory, they've been replaying this game. They've been back and getting leveled up so that they're ready on day one for Stormblood to be relevant, and they're not just leveling on day one. Like, I'm okay with this. Like, me, Zeno, Mr. Happy, like, we are not going to be number one on fucking day one. There's going to be bigger people in this fucking directory, and I'm 100% okay with that because players from other people's community are going to start playing Final Fantasy XIV. They're going to start watching Final Fantasy XIV, and they're going to find their own spot after this. So I'm so fucking excited, but I need to know how it's going to change. I need to know how.
You know what? I'm thinking about it now.
Seriously giving a speech right now.
The battle systems has to be announced early because everything else you guys talked about is all the same shit.
I think
Primals is the same shit. Beastmen, PvP, like we've seen all this shit before. So with the battle changes, them throwing that out right away, earlier than later is.
I can see them teasing it. I just can't see them putting it out there.
No,
I
mean, they're probably still working on it too. In all honesty,
that's true. But they got to give us something because, for the new players, that's how they're going to attract new players. Whereas the people that are playing right now, if when I hear another Primal, another Beastman, personally, I don't really care.
It's routine to us now.
It is. It's just the same shit. So when we get something like new battle system, to me, like that catches my attention. And I can only assume like other players, newer players out there who hear MMO,
and so that's what I think. Like, so at FanFest, right? That's the thing that current players, maybe people have taken a break. They're going to be looking at this. I think maybe towards PAX East, right? Maybe God help me for saying this. Maybe they'll announce the jump potion as we get closer to release, something to incentivize new players and returning players. Because you don't want to say that now, right? Because people will be like, oh, okay, but they're not going to pre-order now or anything. Like they're going to forget about it by the time it comes out. Do it right, as you get closer to the release, people will start putting pre-orders in.
Yeah,
I think it's going to happen.
I don't see battle system being a big highlight. I really can't see it because, that's not going to entice new players, jobs, new flashy things. New players don't know what the battle system is. They don't give a shit.
And we've talked before that the Square Enix, we know that Square Enix is good at enticing new players. We know that they know how to bring new players in and hook new players and help new players.
Not keep them in because they're glorious, right?
What I'm saying is, we've all kind of complained that their lack of knowledge is how to keep players playing in the long run and how to keep the people here that have been playing since A Realm Reborn, since 1.0. Like, how are they going to keep these people going? We know that they're good at hyping things up and bringing in new players, but what are they going to do for the rest of us? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, so we got a caller here before we continue on. We got a lot of stuff we'll be talking about with FanFest, I'm sure here. We got a caller here, Malcuria from Sarg wants to congratulate Mika on bringing LBR to episode 100.
Yeah, but why?
Well, first off, Kala's not here, so I can do this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I'm socially awkward.
I am actually very socially awkward. So, hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Did you make that drop? That sounds like you in that drop.
No.
That was, I was wondering that. Like, did she just say that? That was weird.
I'm glad I took all those child-grabbing classes.
Well, all right.
What was that?
Coincidentally, that one sounds like Juxta. Weird, right?
I'm sorry. I didn't want this to be weird. I just came here to talk about foreskin.
That sounds like a Nero right there, too.
Do we still have our caller on the line?
Yeah, we do.
Yes, I'm here.
It's amazing.
Sorry. I don't know why you're still here, but please.
I've heard worse.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Who's on
All right.
drops?
We don't know if there's a ghost in the studio who's controlling them.
Doesn't
idiots
Anira
behind
have
it,
a
I'm sure.
cat? Did the cat get in? Is the cat just like stepping on the board?
Only explanation.
He does have a cat.
That's
Okay.
It's dark. Wiggles is annoying and being terrible in the background.
Malcuria, please. The floor is yours.
Aside the congratulations that I wanted to extend to Limit Break Radio, I actually wanted to send out a message to Joe, because it was a great surprise to hear you on one of my favorite podcasts ever.
Hell yeah!
You've been here before. Joe's been here before.
Oh no, I know he has, but like he hasn't been exclusively like just not been on here like just.
It's a great
as not a
pleasure
guest.
to even hear him at any point, right?
Yeah, he's his energy is so infectious. Like
it is.
Dang.
Well,
Dang, you're like the Bob Ross of 14.
Get out of here! Get out of here! Nah, I'm just. I say the same thing every single day, man. Like I love being a passionate member of the community, and I love getting a chance to talk about what I love every single day. And thank you so much for the kind words. It means the world to me, straight up. So I really appreciate that. Like people don't.
I'm not even kiss a dude.
Like, all of us that make content in the 14 community, like we're just really big fans. Like that's just what we are. So I love this game. I love playing with people, and I appreciate that anybody thinks that way about me.
We appreciate you appreciating us.
I miss you so much it hurts sometimes.
Doctor, thank you.
All right, Makari, did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give?
I actually wanted to give a shout out to my good friend Malky Thera, my similar sounding name friend.
The ghost is doing a better job than Juxta.
I give it a 10.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Anyone can do Juxta's job on drops better than Juxta can.
Wow.
Don't tell us I said that.
Wow.
Oh, I won't say a single thing to him.
Oh, okay. Then I guess just pout.
Oh my gosh.
Favorite drop ever so far. That's my favorite.
Nice.
Sam will never have
Long
a
one.
Mika. I look forward to buying your tears or bodily fluids. Ha 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 ha. Blue Mage hype. Looking forward to hearing my FanFIC eldest FanFIC podcast. And Joe, you're cool, but your frontlines calls are subpar kisses.
Hits you where it hurts, dude.
Just pout, man. Oh God.
You're kissing people in front lines. You're supposed to fight them, man. That's.
I'll say this to clear the fucking air right now. It's not my fault. All you fucking glamour farmers and dude with me, and you can't read chat and fight at the same time. So I'm sorry, man.
I'm gonna be honest, Joe.
How dare you have high
and that's cool, but man, that's a fucking cool mount, man. I don't give a shit. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yo.
Every time I'm PvPing, I'm looking for Dragoons and killing them and hoping it's you, Joe. Every single time.
Okay, I got 3 healers that roll with me every day now. I still die. Oh God. Nah, it's another story for another time.
All right, FanFest stuff. Let's go back to FanFest
Thank you,
stuff.
Mercuria, for
Thank you
your
for the call.
Thank you so much.
Things that we can probably take a really good guess at being there, right? Premiere of the Stormblood theme, right? Susan Calloway is going to be there. Umatsu's going to be there. Yes! Benjamin Nuss, who's the pianist for Distant Worlds, he's going to be there. That's too many stars aligning to have it like them not perform.
Yeah, I mean, he did say at the Japanese FanFest that the song was like halfway done, and that he would hope to have a new announcement about it at the EU FanFest.
Well, he talked that it was like 60% done at JP FanFest, and then I'm trying to remember what the date was. But they recorded it. They were in studio. Susan was in Chicago at Arnie's studio. They were recording and everything. So it's probably done at this point.
I would think so.
So yeah, I think we'll see it. I think
it can work as hard as Soken. I mean, it should be already done.
I think something else we're gonna get to. Something we've seen at FanFest, right? The big Proto Ultima, the 24-man trial.
Yeah.
We haven't really heard. I mean, we know it's going to come to the game at some point in one of the next patches. But what's that saying for the future of trials? Right? Are we going to get future 24-man trials? Are they going to announce that for Stormblood?
That trial was so easy.
Well, yeah, it was.
You guys know,
we probably got a nerf version of it for sure.
Let's just keep talking so Joe can't say anything.
How about something a little less sarcastic?
Everything that for FanFest is designed for more casual players to clear it. So
yeah.
I mean, that's true, but they put in the original the last one when they did the Odin trial was the actual like normal mode of Odin, wasn't it? That was actually in the game.
No, it was
actually no, it was harder. I think the one at
Odin was harder. Tough.
I mean, it was pretty tough.
I don't know.
They needed to give people something to do for the rest of the day. Like just keep doing Odin queues because once you're done.
Yeah, I mean, the horrible part about that FanFest was that you had to clear specific events to get stamps. So
we'll see. Odin was different though because Odin had a shirt. This last FanFest, they just gave me like fucking stamps.
Yeah,
it's like, oh great, thanks, a stamp.
But at least this FanFest, you could clear anything you wanted, whereas it wasn't so specific. So like the one thing nobody could clear had.
That's true. There was a lot more freedom.
Yeah. Because I mean, some people never got to do certain things because the lines were just so freaking long.
Funny story. That's the first time I actually saw Joe in person, but he didn't know who I was because I didn't do streaming. I didn't do anything before then. But I saw Joe.
Sorry, who is this talking?
Frosty, man, come on, shut the fuck. No, it's but no, this is the first time I saw him, and I was like, this guy's an asshole. I don't like this guy. It's just.
I think a lot of people thought that at FanFest.
Why don't you tell him how you really feel, Frosty?
It's all good. I mean, like I am outspoken. I am very passionate about the things that I like, and it's very easy for people to, for me, like I'm going to make an analogy, not specifically Frosty, but people forget that in real life, like you're not sitting behind a computer, and it's like sometimes when you bring that mentality to real life, it's like, man, who is this guy? He's not like me. He's loud. He's having fun. Oh, he's definitely an asshole. Like that's not.
How dare you have fun?
Yeah, and like for me, I don't know. Like I'm just so grateful to be alive in the world that I live in. Like I'm going to be having fun, and I don't really care what anybody really thinks about it. So. A lot of it. I know that I did some things that people disagree with in my past, but at the same time, I'm still a very, very incredibly passionate member of this community, and I bust my ass every day to help people. So,
See, I knew there's a
Jesus
reason I was
Christ, how
drawn
many
to you.
times do I have to apologize for that?
We have a similar outlook on life, I feel. And I think that's why I can deal with all the other assholes on a regular basis, because I'm a generally positive person. I try not to let the salt and the hatred get to me. And I'm just like, I'm just having fun. We're all good. And I just push them away and they don't matter.
Just waiting for the day for LBR to break you, Nika. You say that now.
I feel like though, if it hasn't happened by now.
We're 100 episodes in. I'm just saying. I mean,
No, I think it
you're
has
strong.
happened. She just
I'll
kind
give
of
you credit.
fixed herself.
She relapsed and
she
It's
broke
Stockholm
herself and then
syndrome.
came back together.
It's Stockholm syndrome now.
Nah. I mean, I can honest to God say, to like get deep here for a moment, like this legit happened in about 7th grade when I was the only kid who still liked Pokemon, and I was the only one who got made fun of because everybody else liked Pokemon in 5th grade, but by 6th grade it wasn't cool anymore. So I eventually got to that point where I'm like, fuck y'all, I like Pokemon and y'all can deal with it. And ever since then, no matter what, with my gaming, with anime, with anything, and even with the LBR guys, they can say whatever the shit they want, and I just let it roll.
I feel you, man. I held on to Power Rangers a couple years longer than I should have when I was growing up. I know how that goes.
For sure.
I'm still playing Pokemon.
But it wasn't something.
I don't really remember what it was. I think they could totally do PvP. I think if any of you guys ever played the KOTOR MMO, right, Knights of the Old Republic, they had like a PvP roulette thing. They had like two kind of like traditional PvP arenas or whatever, and then they had like a game called Hutball. Make a PvP roulette, throw Blitzball in there, throw in like a Frontlines and an unranked feast match, and you'll have more people doing PvP after the Garo event stuff.
Okay, well, not a lot of people are playing Lords of Dominion, so let's throw that into the roulette too, dude.
Might
I
as well.
don't feel like PvP. Like I said, maybe it's just me being traditionalist. PvP is killing each other. This is just another game. You can just create. You can create like a miscellaneous roulette. That's where you would put Verminion and
Like
Blitzball and Chocobo Racing. Yeah, all that shit that no one else really gives a fuck about. Put that in the miscellaneous.
If you wanted to have that type of thing, a PvP roulette would be, Feast versus, or a different Shatter, different Frontlines roulette, something like that. Which needs the game. That's another story, but this is not PvP. I just want to play other people in Blitzball because
Me too.
That's something that Final Fantasy X missed out on. That's something that they could have actually implemented in the 10.2 HD PC Steam re-release is Blitzball versus other players.
Am I wrong? But I feel like that when they announced the HD remake of 10, that they actually had said something about there being a separate Blitzball online. I feel like I heard something about that.
No.
I wish. I really wish. But
I mean, the only online component that's ever been tied to 10 is really, really early on before 10 actually came out. If you remember, if you start up 10, there's that little Play Online logo up in the corner of the menu.
Was it really?
Yeah. They were gonna. So 9, right, is notorious for having that really shitty guide where you have to like look it up online. 10 was gonna do something a little similar, but it was gonna have the guide right in the game via Play Online. But they never implemented it. But the logo stayed.
So pardon my ignorance. So I know that Blitzball is from a previous Final Fantasy,
10.
but okay, whatever. That was
Final Fantasy 10 in Canada.
Okay, so then what? Can you give me like a TLDR of what Blitz is? Is it like just?
It's like underwater like soccer.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I want to know. I've been trying to figure this shit out.
Yeah,
for
it's
the
like
last
5 players
minutes.
on each team. And you have a goalie, and you
Underwater
have,
soccer.
Yeah, and someone has the ball, they swim with it. You run up to someone, then you have to choose an ability to attack. You either steal the ball if you do it high enough, or you don't, and they dribble past you. So yeah.
Do you say soccer in Canada?
Some people call it soccer.
Or do you say football?
Some people like the purists. They give you like the stink eye if you call it soccer. It's like it's football. Those are usually the foreigners.
In the United States. That's why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then
We're
you guys also have football, which is an American football, which is something on itself.
Just got to be different, man.
Okay, so I think again, I am looking forward to more PvP stuff. Getting this the way Feast is right now makes me feel really sick just because there's like a huge queue time for it. They do have to rework how they're doing PvP to get people starting to go into that for serious PvP.
It's about Feast. You're talking about lines.
Well, yeah, because we're talking about might put in another PvP arena or another PvP mode, right?
Yeah. Because right now we're in like the world's history of Eorzea, like the lowest wait time for frontline queues, less than 5 minutes for over.
The Garo?
That's frontline.
Is it because of the
I
event?
don't care about frontline.
Correct. And you've got 8v8. The only thing that's dead is the competitive because of many different reasons. Number one, we can't chat with each other anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can deal with that.
You can circumvent that though with Discord or whatever.
Exactly, but you can't when you're in solo queue, which is what a lot of people are playing. A lot of people don't have teams, so that
True. Fair enough.
This is like a big history point in this game, because you're looking at overwhelming a large amount of players that are playing PvP in one specific area, but not the actual like competitive aspect, which is, I believe, the direction that they wanted to go in Heavensward, because all of the development has been outside of the 272 man, which are additionally not really PvP based instances. There's an RNG based instance, and there's also a PvE based instance. The actual competitive PvP that we have in Final Fantasy XIV is it's dead outside of the very first beginning of the season in every season. So for me, I'll tell you flat out, like, I've stopped playing Feast because there's more things to this. Like there are cheaters, there are players that are boosting each other's score,
trade winning, or win trading. Sorry.
There are a lot of issues with that very small area where you've got this like really, really intelligent and like very salty small core of the community that are boosting each other up and destroying everybody else that's not part of their clique. And then you've got the large proportion, the rest of the game, that are now playing because they're interested in events like Garo, because they want to get their gear and things like that, and they don't have any ability to learn or ability to have fun with that type of content. So we are going to see a new arena. We're going to which is in 3.55, which is really fucking cool. I'm excited for that. But for me, I've talked to Final Fantasy XIV community about this for a long time. They need to draw from what's already in-game assets to bring that to level 70 for Stormblood. Like, just give us Slaughterback for fucking Stormblood. Give us the original Frontlines map for Stormblood, and let us have a roulette of all those frontline maps in your daily roulette. And that's you got all that back in, but you cannot have. There is no game in the world that will not allow players to chat with one another in a PvP instance. No game.
Yeah, and I can say, as someone who doesn't PvP very often, that now I refuse to, because I don't know much about it. So when I'd come in, I'd be like, okay, guys, I know a little bit about what my role is. What should I do? And then would type out like, oh, you attack this healer and you pick up the coins, and we will sleep this person, and like that helps me, because that's stuff I don't know. And so now I can't even. I feel so completely lost now when I PvP. So
Did they give a reason for taking out that ability to talk with each other?
Toxicity.
The official reason comes from, and this is like, I'll give you the Square Enix reaction, and I'll give you like the actual reaction, the real reason. Square Enix has stated that the griefing of and harassment of new players is the reason why they have removed it. So they removed it. Now, legitimately, hardcore players talking shit to new players that don't know as much is an issue. However, if you're a Square Enix GM, you know it would have been so bad. It would have been so bad handling the amount of reports of harassment and the reports of griefing and the reports of like people being mean to one another, because that's the community Final Fantasy XIV. If they had brought Garo, if there was chatting while the Garo event went on, like it's I'll tell you flat out, they knew what was coming. They knew what all the just the 5 different reasons to play frontline PvP in terms of scripture, in terms of lore, in terms of Wolfmark gathering, in terms of mounts, in terms of gear, in terms of the fastest way to level to increase your item level once you hit level 60. All of the reasons for players to play. If they had to handle that type of workload, if GMs had to actually handle that workload, it would have been chaos. They would have time for nothing else outside of handling tickets for people's reports. Yeah, so I know flat out that's the reason why.
Isn't that a GM's job though?
Yeah, but that's
they only have so many GMs. They can only do so much.
The move, because they made a decision to remove part of the game that's integral to PvP because of their lack of manpower to handle the issues. So if you look at, it's a Band-Aid problem. It's a Band-Aid solution, pardon me.
Yeah.
It's not addressing the real problem in the game, which is the fact that the new players are so far removed in terms of knowledge and skill from the old players, the players that have been playing for a long time. And yes, this is getting people involved in the game. But again, like I said earlier, players that are coming in for the gear right now, they don't give a fuck about learning PvP. They don't fuck. All they're there for is their gear. And yes, there is a large percentage that are learning and want to get better. And I try to teach people every single day, man. I try to teach people every single day to get better, because there is gonna be a population that stays. But like it just finalizes and really solidifies for me the reason to make YouTube videos and the reason to make informational and instructional Frontlines and Feast videos, because people have no fucking clue how to play the content. And what pisses me off the most is that I can't queue into Savage with no idea and continue playing. Like, I can't get stuck with a group that has to deal with me not knowing what I'm doing in Savage content or any other type of PvE content. But in PvP, players feel like it's okay to do that. Like, it's very frustrating because they abuse the system. And
I think it's important.
Kind of like that.
Dude.
I think it's important to note, I mean, like you said, Joe, it's a Band-Aid. It's a temporary solution. They're working on, I'm sure they're thinking about ways of ways they can make things better so they can implement the chat again. I mean,
it will come back. I guarantee it. It's just, you can't deal with it right now. And honestly, it's a good move from them.
Yeah. They need to do something and it'll get fixed. So.
Finally, the new episode of Aetheryte Radio. All I want from Stormblood is 2 words: S. Box. S. Box. S. Box. This is an issue near and dear to Fusion's heart.
I said that once on an episode, like, God, what was that? Like 5 years ago now.
It was a long time ago, because I remember this.
It has followed me ever since. Oh my God.
So since we're still on this PvP topic, then let's jump ahead to what's on this shitty outline here. PvP tournament. There's a PvP tournament here. Have we heard anything about that?
So there was one at the North American FanFest that Joe helped to moderate.
That was cool. Yeah.
And so they are doing one at the EU FanFest, correct?
Yeah.
So do we know anything about
EU, Joe?
Yeah, are you going?
I wish, honestly, like for me as a broadcaster, in terms of like my niche knowledge for this, I'm kind of upset that there was no consideration given, but I understand.
Should have.
I also I told Square Enix flat out, like I did that for free. Like, I didn't ask for anything from that because I want to be involved in this and I want to continue to be an asset for Square Enix in terms of broadcasting this type of thing. It was thrown together at the very last minute. I'll give you guys background story. So,
all right.
Speaking with another member of the Square Enix community team that, again, is no longer with the team, unfortunately. Rest in peace, my dog, Devin Cassidy. Congratulations.
He didn't die.
In the Square Enix community. He's alive. He's very alive. But he's moved to Florida. He's working with a different company now. This was an idea that was in the works for over a year. And this was an idea that was like, from what I've been told, this was an idea that was designed with me in mind for over a year, and it was told to me 2 weeks before FanFest when they invited me out to do it.
Sloppy.
This was an idea that was originally designed to be a huge, like 128 person bracket tournament that was developed. That the time and the resources were all allocated to have an enormous tournament in LA. All of the branding, all of the marketing for it, gathering and garnering players from all over the United States for the event, previous to the event. And right before the actual logistics for the event were finalized, they said that if a player was to come for the PvP tournament, they based off of time, like to be in the bracket and to play the matches that it would have taken to get to the finals. They would not have time to do anything else to enjoy FanFest, to be in part of the panels, part of the merch line and everything like that. So at the last minute, it was removed, and they said they were going to do a very short person tournament instead. And for me, that's cool to see that they're thinking along those lines. But I don't know about you guys. I thought that the PvP tournament at FanFest was incredibly exciting, and that the crowd was fucking cheering. People were standing up and getting hyped, and like that got me excited to know that people just are excited about it in general. So for me, this tournament should be something along the same lines. I'm imagining they've actually hired a professional Dota broadcaster, like a professional. Somebody who knows that, like, broadcasting in general, like commentating.
Is he familiar with the PvP?
That's what I'm saying. Is I don't hopefully. I really don't fucking know.
That's a weird play to bring somebody in who doesn't know.
That's what I'm saying. Is
that's fucking weird.
I really don't think that I don't think that you'll be able to comment in the way that means something. Like, even for me, like, I'll tell you flat out, I wish that I had the freedom to have been able to really comment that the way that I wanted to at FanFest. I kind of felt like I was like somewhat restricted in terms of what I could talk about and what I could do on the stage. And like, people need to be excited about it. People need to know what's going on. They need to know the skills. They need to know what a team is doing in terms of defense, what buffs are popped, how popping buffs at some time is going to affect the later game, the mid to long-term game, just in terms of when you pop a buff because of the cooldowns. If you're popping your 60-second cooldowns, your 80-second cooldowns, your $120 cooldowns, your oh shit cooldowns, and your hollow ground, and your freaking home gangs and everything like that. Like people need to know how important every decision you make is and how that's going to affect for the later game, group composition and all these things, because that's the meta. That's like the really, really well thought out PvP when it comes down to it. Not just, hey, look, he's running over there. Oh, look, a limit break. Oh, look, this, people need to know what the hell is really going on. So for me, my perspective, I wish him the absolute best of luck. And I really hope that I have more opportunity to be involved in stuff like that in the future. But I personally can't see somebody from a Dota background without playing Final Fantasy.
That's scary.
It's
as long as he knows a little bit, right?
Yeah.
No, even if you know a little bit, like any one of us besides Joe hosting a PvP tournament, we can't fucking commentate on it. And I'd like to think we know the game pretty well. So imagine somebody who doesn't even play the game.
Oh, the guy with the axe is going after the book person.
Yeah. I don't know. It sounds like they're setting themselves for fucking failure to me. I mean.
I know that he's big in Europe, I believe, and I don't want to. I want the things that I'm saying to come across as like super criticism or super critical to somebody.
I'll do it. I'll say it straight up.
I appreciate all the decisions made and whatever it is. If they pay this guy, I'll be fucking pissed. Number two, if he sucks, I'm going to be even more upset, just in terms of PvP in general, because the EU PvP community is something that's completely separate from the JP community and something separate from the NA community. Like there are different metas for group comps at a competitive level in all three regions of the world. So when you and just to be able to say like, hey, I want somebody that can accentuate that. I want somebody that can talk about the reason why Black Mage is used in JP and Machinist is used in the United States, or the difference between Machinist and Bard in the United States, and why the Dragoon Burst comp is like what's used in the United States, because we're greedy as fuck and we just want to burn things, and if we can't burn things then we lose. Like that's just how the United States plays. But there's a lot more to it. So I just hope he does a good job. That's the bottom line.
All right.
We got a call on the line, right?
Yeah, we got a call. This is somebody from Chicago wants to congratulate Nika on episode 100.
Why is the fact that they're from Chicago even fucking relevant?
Just somebody. What's their name?
I mean, I can't. It's special guests from Chicago. I don't know. I mean,
maybe
I
it's
used
you.
to live over there.
He wouldn't give me his
I'm not in
name,
Chicago.
so
He didn't get a name. Should we be taking this call?
Yes, we should.
My fellow Aeosians.
Oh.
I would like to thank Limit Break Radio and congratulate them on 100 episodes.
Howdy.
Take it from me that sometimes people don't know what they've lost until it's gone.
Oh my God.
We're all experiencing that right now.
I don't get it.
Meanwhile, Limit Break Radio has been on for 100 episodes. It's a long time. It's not 8 years, but it's a long time. And me and my best friend Joe, we love that show. We listen every Sunday, and we'll be happy to continue listening, even now in retirement. I'd like to talk to Mr. Joe Never Fails. Joe,
what's up?
You do a lot of player versus player, a lot of the PvP.
Yeah, I do.
I'd like to ask that you stop dividing people and instead focus on bringing us together as a organ.
Yes, we can.
We're going to have to combat the Garlean threat, and that wall is coming down. Make no mistake.
Thank you.
Fusionx?
Yeah.
Fusionx, are you there?
I am. I'm regretting it, but I'm here.
You've been a part of Limit Break Radio now for 4 years.
He has been.
We'd like to thank you for your time. We'd like to thank you for all that you do in getting them drinks and masquerading as Mr. Papa Woody. It's a ridiculous name. No one believes it actually exists.
Wow.
Very nice.
Nika Kyanian.
Don't use my real name!
Yeah.
Nika, I'd like to touch you in your princess spot. Thank you.
Wow.
And may God bless Aeosia. Goodbye.
Peace.
Bye.
That guy sounds really familiar.
Yeah,
I feel like I've heard him somewhere before.
Can't put my finger on
I
it.
mean, he sounds like our president, right? That's definitely who it was.
No, you got to go back a couple months. Then he sounds.
It's not. That's not the Trump. That's not the Trump. No.
No, yeah. I mean, the one who, yeah.
The good one.
I kind of forgot for a second that we have a new president.
We won't get into politics, but yeah, he sounded like the good president.
No one wants to acknowledge it. That's why. No, it's not real. It's not real, is it? Oh God.
All right. Let's move on. Extended trailer. I'm curious about this because I haven't heard of anything about this.
Neither have I.
So
well, I mean, they showed that first intro Stormblood trailer at the EU FanFest, and they said that this was only a small portion.
That was a teaser, like that
larger extended trailer. So they didn't show it at the JP FanFest. So if they, I mean, it would be stupid for them not to show it now, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, because they waited closer release for the 3.0 intro. So I don't think we're going to get any more.
You don't think so?
No.
I think we're going to see it.
I don't think we're going to see it. I mean, what they did say when it was announced, or when they showed it at NA FanFest, I think they mentioned that there was like a clip of it that's not in like the final thing, if I remember, like the big intro. But I think it's too early to get the full intro.
I agree with you. I do.
We might see it because they are finishing like the story. We should be getting the story soon, right? And 3.5 will be done. But yeah, I think they'll wait for like a live letter closer release, or maybe that'll be something they give us at PAX East.
You might be right about that. I think it's going to be more. It has to be more story info, which is the reason why they've.
I'm just trying to think of what would give us the most hype, and I feel like playing the extended trailer would be the biggest hype that they could possibly throw at us.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you drop something like that. You only get one chance to drop a extended full.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, and also keep in mind too, like it takes them a long time to make those trailers too. I mean, one of my favorite things looking back at like 1.0, right? Everyone's like, where the fuck is this Aetheryte that they're showing in this video? Well, originally that was Limsa Lominsa, but then they changed it. But the video had already gotten to a certain point where they couldn't go back and change it.
But remember, didn't they say they couldn't show us the extended trailer because we hadn't seen the 3.5 MSQ story? So now that we have seen it,
that's
I feel
true.
like for them to tell us that and then not show us after we've seen the 3.5 feels kind of like a really big tease.
We will get it just a little more after 3.5.
Stop asking questions.
What questions?
We might get it. I think we'll get it later on though.
How late? How late in the game did they show it for Heaven's Word?
It was right after
the story. Yeah, they had to finish all the entire storyline.
After the story, but it wasn't like right after though.
It was after the 0.55 story.
Yeah,
I think it was a couple of weeks. Like they let people finish it, and then they were like, "Okay, well, if you guys haven't finished it,
I feel like it was further away though, or maybe I'm just misremembering.
I can't remember. I mean, did they show when is PAX East?
April, March.
So was it like around then when they showed it last time?
Something? No, I can't remember if it was before or after that. I feel like it might have been after, but I don't remember.
It might be something that they're just going to like hold off the hype till, but in terms of chunks of information we're going to see, like that is something that a lot of people are going to want to see.
Or you know what they do is they play it, right? Or the lights dim and then the piano rolls out with Susan Calloway and they perform it live.
Oh my god, that would be so awesome. That would be so good.
Instead of that super weird Dragon Song music video that had clips from like a whole shitload of cutscenes before the expansion even came out, right? Just show us the CG.
With the live music. Oh my god. I would be so jealous if they did that.
That was Susan Calloway official though for that song, correct?
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
I'm saying like that video. That was Susan Calloway's camp, not Square Enix camp.
I can't remember if the video was originally her or someone else.
They were I feel like it was posted on her page and the
what video?
14 YouTube at the same time.
For Heaven's Ward trailer, you mean, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, when it was first released. I don't know if that was Susan Calloway to start with.
Yeah, it was probably SE because it was like a music video that they put out.
Yeah, I feel like they announced it during some live letter and they played it during that, and then instantly after that, Susan posted it on her page.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Because a lot of those cutscenes, like, I mean, it had to have been, I would say, from SE simply just because they animated scenes from the 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, it was a music video. It would have been from SE
that were never animated before. Like with the Sultana drinking the thing that was beautifully animated. It was definitely like this whole SE driven thing.
All right, when she died, that was really special to me. But I want to watch the world burn, so that's just me.
Why do you want to watch the world burn, dude? Are you going through some times?
I think there's just I mean, some of the cool stuff. I like all the bad shit that's happened in Eorzea just because that's what makes the story interesting. I think it adds flavor to it because if everyone's happy, we don't have a fucking video game, so all the cool shit that happens.
Yeah.
Like the Sultana dying, and it's like holy shit! Like, what was your emotion? Do you remember that? Is that more like when you imagine?
See, I called it out after the trailer because the 2.5 trailer ends with like a picture of the Sultana, and then like the goblet drops.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're gonna kill her off. Like, it was so easy to read that.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, we all predicted that.
All right, yeah.
We all were predicting that, I think, on all of our respective podcasts at that time. We're like, this is kind of
yeah, things are going south.
And then they bring her back, which for me was like, well,
I was so pissed at that. I was like, really?
So maybe
so as long as they don't bring Minfilia back, I'll be okay.
That's what. So when that happens, when stuff like that happens, I'm a little bit jaded by all the happiness that's going on in Norzia. You kill somebody off and then you bring them back. Like there's no I guess long lasting feeling of like of being fulfilled. Whereas you look at something like Game of Thrones, when you lose a character, that character's gone forever, and it's that much more. Yeah. There's that much more impact.
Well, I mean, they did bring what's her name back in the book, right? The Mom Stark. She came back as like a thing in the book, not on the show.
I haven't heard.
Is there a difference?
There's a big difference.
Yes.
Really? The show and the books are very different.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like the big plot lines are the same, but like all the in between stuff is totally different.
Way more boobs than the HBO. I'm just saying.
No. all them gay wieners, man.
I've literally never seen an episode of.
But again, unless you're Jon Snow, because he has plot armor from death, apparently. So.
All right, let's move on to the keynote.
We got a caller here.
Another caller.
Oh, it's a message. I'm sorry. So recording from Arjit. Let's go ahead and we'll cue that up here.
Hey guys, it's Arjit. I hear you're recording your 100th episode right now. I am so pumped that you guys are still going strong after 100 episodes. I really, really hope you guys have another 100 that are just as amazing as the first. Good luck, you guys. Have a great day.
Oh, I miss
not
Arjit.
funny.
Oh yeah.
That's a real polite way to just be like, continue to suck. Good job.
But I mean, I know Arjit moved to Japan. I don't know if he's still out there.
Did he really? Holy shit.
Yeah, he was doing a whole bunch of stuff out there.
Wow.
You know he was gay, right?
Whoa.
Wow.
Jesus. All right.
Well, that was something.
So if we went back to this whole trailer nonsense, do we even want to bring up the discussion of who the woman in the red is? Isn't that like an old conversation? Like
it's Yida and or Yida's sister and or possibly a dancer.
A lot of speculation right now.
I'm gonna
gullible.
Definitely throw out that it is some kind of monk. Simply because whether or not they make it a new job or not, it doesn't matter. It's definitely stemmed from monk. Because Alamigo is the land of the monks, and even though that the monks have been like exterminated or run away, there's no way that there's not some kind of underground rebellion going on where there's this new form of monks coming together, which could end up being a new job. But I highly they'd be like, all right, guys, let's form a troupe of dancers to take down Garland.
I honestly
because that's the first thing I would think of if I wanted to wage a war. Let's get his fucking dancers to do it.
With its dark fantasy, as they've been getting, right? Koji's like, it's going to be like a much darker Final Fantasy. I think Dancer would be awesome for 5.0 and have, like Garlean generals go into the club or whatever, and then like they get assassinated by one of the dancers, right?
Dude, that'd be sweet.
Right? Like, I feel like that would totally...
But dancers don't kill people; they heal people, dude.
I just, for right now, I'm going to continue with the train of thought. I don't think Dancer and I don't think Blue Mage have the best place in the game, and I might come up with some contention when I say that. But
I agree.
I agree with you on Blue Mage for sure.
Is it going to be a healing class? Is Dancer going to be a healing class?
That's the thing, right? I mean, the other problem though is there's no support role, right? And so that's where you gotta.
If it's not going to be a healer, then it's going to be a melee support class, and how is that going to be implemented in the game? So like you'd have to choose one or two.
Yeah.
I think either have a viable fundamental role, because if you remove, you wouldn't use it in a raid. You wouldn't replace a ninja with trick attack. You wouldn't replace monk with dragon kick. You wouldn't replace dragoon with battle litany or support that you could get.
Replace monk instantly. You do it every single day, man.
No, excuse me.
Highest DPS single target and dragon kick with the int buff. Int debuff is.
Oh, okay. Dark Knight. Now we're done.
Yeah, but, no dark. What if you're in a group without a dark knight?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I run a group without a Dark Knight, and I still don't care if there's a monk in my group, to be completely honest with you. They still heal through half the stuff.
Super strong.
Monks have the highest single target DPS, so.
But they're not as strong as a ninja, bard, machinist, and dragoon.
Well,
I mean,
they're the top DPS.
It's only if you have all of those things in one. So if you use that is obviously because you got Dragoon plus Piercing plus Trick Attack plus Balance plus Dark Knight. That's the 5. Then you're gonna have a warrior.
That's the new job. It'll just be a Swiss Army knife.
Well, but see, he makes a good point though, is that you can play any of these jobs and do it well. But thinking about where Dancer would fit into that, I don't know if there's anything you could replace.
If you remove that class, if you remove that strong melee class from the running of whatever it is, you wouldn't replace that melee with a supplemental utility class. You'd still want it to hold its role. So and again, like this isn't the end game, but it would be tough to find its definitive position for it to be built into the game. The same thing I say. Because what is a blue mage going to be? Is a blue mage going to be a ranged DPS that has the abilities of others? People are saying they want a blue mage tank, and I'm like, that's the dumbest fucking thing you ever say.
I'd love a blue mage tank because it would be weird. It'd be amazing.
It's cool, but how would it be put into the game?
Yeah, I don't see blue mage fitting this game at all.
Blue mage doesn't have a place in the way that 14
you can make
runs.
it work. It won't be the exact same blue mage you have from every other game, but none of the jobs and classes are exactly the same.
If it's not the blue mage from the other games, it's not a blue mage.
Yeah,
is Dark Knight the same Dark Knight you have from other games?
That's the same. You have the same argument with red mage though, because red mage isn't black magic and white magic. It's ranged and casting. It's ranged and melee. Yeah. That's why, like, it has its own definitive role within the world and within the battle system of Final Fantasy XIV. I cannot see it happening.
If they put in Dancer, my bet from the beginning is that it would be a healer that's somehow based through TP.
Which would be exciting, and that's right.
Yeah.
But I don't see Blue Mage happening. I don't see Beastmaster or Puppet Master or anything like that happening. So all those people can just stop.
Which is
Blue Mage is happening. Maybe not now, but it will happen.
I don't think. I mean, maybe.
You
but I
geeks
can't
are so
see it.
gullible.
Jesus.
Find a new one. That's old.
I can't see it happening in the current context of what we have in Final Fantasy 14.
Right. And that's another reason why Samurai has to be implemented in the game. Like it's the only other choice that what we want. It's the only other thing that we want in this game.
But if it's a tank, like they were talking about, how is it completely different from Dark Knight? It's already a tank with a big sword.
Well, why the battle system changes are the most important thing that's happening.
I'm glad you brought that around.
Yeah.
Joe. I'm glad you brought that around because I don't mean to sound negative again, but another job, another melee, another caster, whatever, it's the same shit. So this battle system I think ties into what's going to create the excitement for existing players.
The only way it makes sense is if you reworked parry and have fucking parry samurai. That's the only fucking way as a tank, and the only way that the Qs are going to survive in 4.0.
I mean, that's what Dark Knight was supposed to be, like a parry tank, right?
Dark Knight's a magic tank, and they've been saying from the beginning that if they would use MP in ways that we would never have seen it before. And so that, I mean, Dark Knight has a lot of MP management, and if you let your MP drop, you lose your DPS.
Weren't they talking about getting rid of parry though? Like,
no,
they said
parry the way that it is.
They said fixing.
They gotta fix it.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've talked about maybe getting rid of accuracy.
That's right. That's what it was. Yeah.
And people are going to laugh about this. They're going to fucking laugh because people think when you frame your mind around parry right now, it is a laughable thing. The difference between having 300 parry and fucking 800 parry is so negligible in the grand scheme of things in this game. It's whatever. However, when you, let's say for example, in a hypothetical, parry was reworked to have a realistic chance of happening, and it was based off of this, like, realistically allocating skills or points into that stat, as opposed to it meaning fucking nothing. This question was asked at a live letter at PAX East. My dog Shintas brought this up, and it was straight up the fucking best question that was asked of the panel, because it had something to do with the battle system and how it was going to affect us in the future. And they gave us a definitive answer. That we will not see it in 3.0. We will not see it in the 3.0 storyline, but they have plans to rework it in 4.0. And that's why this shit is so fucking important, because I can't see it planning out any other way. I really can't see it.
Yeah.
But then I go back to the lady in red and I wonder, obviously she's not a samurai. So if she is, so I'm looking at it and like either she is a monk, because we know that, I mean, if anyone's like, oh, she's too flowy to be a monk. Like, have you ever used Fist of Wind? That's a fucking dance if I've ever seen one.
No, nobody used it. That's why they want to get rid of it.
But I mean, monks are graceful, flowing fighters. I mean, every single freaking move, the monk is doing flips and jumping around. And so, but then then you do notice the lady in red is definitely fighting with her sleeves. So I'm wondering if that is going to be the third job that they're hiding from us, or if it's going to be something new for Monk somehow, or maybe only her maybe in this storyline has this ability to fight with her slaves.
Well, could be. I mean, look at Alice with her weird like sword thing, right? In the last patch.
And everyone was like, that hints at Red Mage. I mean,
okay.
But
we got a call here from Carletta from Hyperion.
Carletta
apparently has some concerns after meeting a Nero at FanFest.
What? Carletta?
Oh yeah. Well, first off, congratulations on your 100th episode.
Thank you kindly.
Okay.
Thank you, Carletta.
Anyway, I'm going to the doctor on Friday having blood work, and since at the bar when I was leaving, a Nero kissed me on the cheek, so now I'm gonna have to check myself for mono.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Mono is the least of your problems if a Nero kiss.
Yeah.
You better
get a full workup.
Yeah.
AIDS!
AIDS! Yeah. The Hulk AIDS!
AIDS!
I don't think you have AIDS. I think you're in that department.
No. The drop person does.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I
really think it's just a Nero's cat.
Oh, that's true. Hi for it.
The cat's probably on the board right now, like licking its ass, and it just keeps hitting the AIDS button with its foot.
Sloppy.
But then that one comes in, and that makes me think.
They're probably just right next to each other.
I still think it's a ghost.
Yeah, me too. Ghost in the drops.
I just want the cat shit. If it is the cat, I just want the cat to shit all over the soundboard. That'd be great.
Carletta, while we have you, is there anything that you're looking forward to at the European FanFest?
I just want to find out what all the jobs are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see what's going to, like the extended cut. I want to see more what we're going to be getting into.
Do you think we'll see that extended trailer at this FanFest, or do you think they'll wait till closer to the release?
They might wait until after 3.5B, whatever, in March.
5.6B.
They'll probably do it around April.
Oh my god.
What? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know what that drop ghost is thinking.
I haven't even pre-ordered yet.
Me
I'm
neither.
waiting.
Oh, I have.
Oh, I totally haven't. I'm on Steam.
I'm waiting for them to see.
You're on Steam?
I'm on Steam, man.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Like I didn't think about it. I was just like, hey, I'm going to get it on Steam. Okay, whatever. I didn't realize it was going to be such a horrible situation afterwards, and I couldn't get special pre-order bonuses. That's a ridiculous thing. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah, I pre-ordered the special edition instantly.
Heck yeah. I need that Xeno statue to go next to my Odin one that I spent way more money on than I should have.
Xenos, who is very clearly a samurai with a huge katana. Yeah.
Why does it have to be huge, Nika?
It is huge, though. If you look at
Garlands have tiny dicks, is what it is.
It's not. I mean, that is probably.
They have the third eye on their head, and so they don't have the other one down there.
Oh my gosh, that just confirmed it too, because they have the third eye, and what other ability is samurai other than third eye?
Right, you gave them more. You
so
gave
it's
her
obvious.
More fire.
He has
More
two
wood for the
swords.
fire.
He's got a sword, but then he's also got like a weird like cannon gun thing, or I don't know what the hell it is.
But his sword is not a Dark Knight sword or a Paladin sword. It's really long. It looks like a great katana. He's definitely a samurai.
Save the speech for the father you continually disappoint.
Sorry.
Damn.
How many pictures of Xenos are there? I can only.
There's
like
the one that they showed us at the FanFest. There's the statue.
Yeah.
I don't know anything else.
There's the one from FanFest. There's a statue, and then there's the new the Stormblood cover artwork, which I think might just be a photoshopped version of what we saw at FanFest.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's about all of.
He's got a red glowing eyeball.
But his sword, I can't look around that sword. It's so obviously a samurai sword.
I'm gonna be real disappointed if it's just like Yojimbo at the end. You gotta fight him, and it's like, oh, I'm Yojimbo. I'm like, oh, haven't had anything like that happen before in this game. We just pay him Gil to go away.
Yeah, that'd be a good way of getting rid of all the extra gil.
Yeah,
extra gil, I can take it.
Pay.
Yeah, right. Jeez. Class is Yojimbo. You DPS through Gil.
There you go, man.
Well, I mean, there are jobs that do that, right? Maybe that's the new job, dude.
See, that's what we'll get, right? Remember, like Riku in Tench, you could throw money at people. That's what we're getting in Stormblood.
That would encourage gil buying, and I'm not about that.
It's already encouraged. You
No,
got
it's not.
ponchos on the market board. You
not
need
worth
10
anything
million
in this
gil.
game,
Come
though.
on.
Like I finally I've got 11 million gil sitting on me. It's the most I've ever had, and I don't need it. I don't need this.
Do you not buy food?
I
and
didn't need
potions
it
for
either.
raid?
That's why I bought a house.
No, we have a chef in my raid group who gives us food.
The only reason why you have 11 million gil is because you're not.
Yeah, you're not just burning through that stuff. I burn through. I spend 20K per attempt on a raid.
I mean, I do buy food when I need to, but there's. I spent a lot of money getting my crafting classes up to 60 through the guild, Grand Company turn-ins, and so I dropped down to like 2 mil for a while after that, and then I've literally bought nothing since then. Other
I
than
spent like
occasional
4 mil on statues last month, just like because fuck it, I'm not spending it on anything else. So now I have a bunch of airships.
I guess that's their mentality. Like everybody has a bajillion gil because nobody buys it, so let's put a gil throwing job in the game.
Might as well.
Then when everyone's poor, how does that job attack?
The free company needs to fund something else after they buy their house and get all 4 of their airships done.
We'll just buff Aquapolis.
We'll just fund the raid directly with throwing our money at the enemy.
But how does that job function when everyone's poor?
You just die a lot.
Yeah.
It's like
okay.
it's like the new dragoon.
Is crafting.
Wow.
People level up crafters.
I said that as a dragoon, Joe. I mean, come on.
As a dragoon, bro. Hey, that's not okay, man. It's not okay. I'm not about that. Like, it's okay. I'm a dragoon. I can say that. No, it's not okay.
Oh, okay.
Together, man.
All right, so I think that's the most stupid thing we've ever speculated on the show, and that's saying something for LBR.
We haven't done jump potions yet.
We can jump in. Do we have anything else for the caller?
Is Carletta still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right,
Did you have any shout-outs
final
or
thoughts
anything?
or shout-outs?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Celestia, my FC over in Hyperion, and some other FC in Sargentanis. I don't know the name of it. It starts with L and B and R.
Thanks, Carletta. It's always lovely to hear from you.
All right. You take care.
Thank you, Carletta.
Thank you.
I feel like we're going really slow through this outline. Like,
I mean, we are a 3-hour show, so we're doing exactly what
Whatever.
we need to do.
Okay, I gotcha.
We're getting there.
We do have. It sounds like we might have another caller. Before we get too deep in anything, we'll get that.
Why?
Figured out. I don't know who it is or
Okay, does
anything.
this person have a name?
This is Nono Ao AO. I don't Ao from Zodiac. First time caller to congratulate on the 100th episode of LBR and say thank you.
All right.
Oh, are you there?
Wow.
Hello. Oh, sorry. Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to call in and congratulate you to your 100th episode.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Merci, mon ami.
And sorry.
Merci, mon ami.
Joe, thank you for thanking us.
Yeah, no, I just want to thank you for all the fun I have during work hours, listening to the show, and yeah, you keep me awake. Thank
Does
you.
your boss know you listen to us at work? He might not like that very much.
Well, I'm doing IT support currently, so that's not the problem, I guess.
I wonder how much productivity has been
I
lost
didn't
around
ask.
the world because people listen to this show.
Yeah, and then they have to take 10 minutes every time they listen to the show and just, decompress.
themselves.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling it. No, seriously, we get a lot of callers or a lot of emails from people who say that we keep them entertained on their long drives or their long commutes or whatever. And like this kind of stuff is great, and we are so happy that we can provide that entertainment for people. So thank you, and I'm glad that you can find some entertainment value in us. Appreciate you.
I feel really weird when everyone comes on and says thank you for doing the 100th show, and I'm like, all right, this is show number 1 for me.
Yeah. I know it's kind of weird, but I guess the 100th episode would be the easiest one to just call in and thank. It's not really.
Yeah, because you don't have the risk of being shit on by the other hosts who are normally here. Like, we actually have nice people on the line right now.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Is it all right with you if I touch your penis?
No.
Wow.
Well, wow.
Thank you.
I just want to point out that was a sound clip. That wasn't any of us.
We don't have any control
That
over
was
the
what?
studio ghost.
It was rhetorical.
That's a
Oh,
ghost
God.
in the studio. We don't have control over that.
I thought it was a cat.
It could
I
be
think it's a cat. I think Aniro's cat is just like the smartest, most asshole-ish cat.
Inappropriate.
Cat.
It's all cats, though.
It's totally the cat.
So, do you have any speculations about the European FanFest? Are you going?
Yeah, I'm going.
Nice.
Nice.
I have no ideas. I'm really. It's the first FanFest I'm attending, and I'm just really excited. I'm hoping for free jobs.
Yeah.
Well, if I would have to bet, I'd say it's Samurai and Dancer. But
that seems to be the popular opinion right now.
yeah, I guess I would be shit on usually for that opinion, but yeah.
I share that opinion, man. I think it's the right one.
I think that's the popular opinion as of right now.
No, I guess that
the people who say Blue Mage are out of their minds.
Well, fuck you too.
Is Frosty the only one here who
I think
believes
they
in Blue
can.
Mage?
I think so.
They can't just not give us Samurai now because I mean the people really want it now and.
Kidding.
Well, I really want
Obviously.
Blue Mage, you know?
Nobody cares what you want.
Come on.
But Yoshi's already went on record saying that it wouldn't work in the current system we have for.
But he put it in the damn anniversary, and he said, "People
the
say Red
system
Mage.
is
What about Blue
changing,
Mage?"
They also talked about Doom Train in the anniversary event. We're
Yeah,
not
and it's
getting that
coming.
for like another
System is
expansion.
changing, so might work.
What
I don't know.
One thing I'm going to say in terms of like perspective and just like direction to approach FanFest. FanFest is like, if anyone's ever been to a FanFest, it's one of the most, like for me as a passionate member of the Final Fantasy XIV community, it's like one of the happiest moments of my life is anytime I get a chance to be and celebrate Final Fantasy XIV in real life. So to get out there and to represent your server and to meet other players that you've never like seen before, like put a face to the name, and to celebrate free companies, just try to meet as many people as you can and make as many memories as you can in real life, because that's what makes this game and this community one of the best communities in the world when it comes to MMO gaming. So I think it's just such a beautiful and unique thing to go to a NA FanFest and again to meet Samus, to meet Frosty for the second time, to meet Nika and see everybody face to face. It's just such a really cool moment. So I know a lot of people, when they remove themselves from behind the computer and like behind the keyboard, sometimes it's difficult to like reach out and express your personality, to express like who you really are in real life, because you get caught up in anxiety and fear and stuff like that. Just get out there, put yourself out there. Everyone is there for the same reason. Every single person there loves Final Fantasy, and that's the common ground to start a conversation with anybody else. So
yeah, man, that's going to be real fun as your first event, man. I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be a blast.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you recognize anyone that like as like a podcaster or as like someone that streams or just someone that makes guides or whatever, just go up to them and start talking to them. And sometimes they like it if you just like kind of slap them across the face too. So do that as well.
What the hell, dude?
To all of them.
Frosty, you say that knowing full well that I'm going to be there.
I was like, who would you do that to, Frosty, if you had a chance at EU FanFest?
Dude, at EU FanFest? Well, you aren't going, Joe. So I mean, like,
damn it.
No, man.
So much love right now in the show.
I mean, that you guys are on LBR, and that's what we do, and I think it's rubbing off on you.
Oh man.
Yeah, shit, the cancer's getting to me.
Queer.
Do you have any shout outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out my free company, Radiant Dawn on Zodiac, and basically all the server of Zodiac, all 12 of us.
All 12 of you. Yeah. At first I thought that was a fake server, and then I remembered EU servers. I don't know what they were called.
No, we do exist.
All 12 of you.
Yeah, we're sure. Pretty sure.
All right, well, thanks for calling in, man. Enjoy FanFest.
Enjoy FanFest, bro.
Cool. Shout out to Zodiac, all 12 of them.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a server name, so I learned something new today.
I always
That's
think
how you know it's a small server, right? You just
like
don't
if
know
the name
what the server
sounds
name is.
familiar, but you're not sure, like it's probably just an EU server.
If you don't know where the server belongs, like what data center it belongs into, it's a very small server.
Yeah. We got another message here. We got a lot of people calling in and stuff too today, so this is pretty cool to take LBR's calls for them. We got a message from Edwith.
It's Edwith, and I want to congratulate you on 100 episodes. I have fond memories of walking in the Duchy of Juno, killing colibris, and collecting Therian Ichor. As you can tell from my dated references, I don't know what's going on in 14 at all. But I think about some of the lessons I learned from Final Fantasy XI that I've carried on to my real life, and among them is typing. This game taught me keywording in a way that no class ever could. When you're down in the trenches and you're the only white mage for an entire group of 18 people, you better know how to type fast. So those skills come in handy all the time.
Oh my god.
It also taught me persistency. When you're trying to level a puppet master from 1 to 75, back when that was the old cap, you had to you better be persistent, otherwise you weren't going to get there. And I also think I learned leadership along the way, because creating my own link shell, leading it, taking part as a small leader in other link shells, it was a really fantastic experience. And there's a lot of lessons from Final Fantasy that I really take with me. Final Fantasy XI maybe in general too. Final Fantasy XI that I take with me in many aspects of life. Hope you're all doing well, and here's to another 100 episodes.
Awesome! Shout out to Edwith. Yeah, for those of you who don't remember Edwith, he was big when we used to do our 11 podcast back in the day. I know for PFA, we actually did our first live show from his house.
And he had an LBR network spin-off.
Elegantly Edwith.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back in the day. It's good to hear from him. I'm glad he's.
We have all these like really old school timers like messages.
I see the same comments like Edwith. I'm like, holy shit! I know that guy.
And yeah.
Everybody thought he was Sale in the chat.
Oh no,
not quite. It looks like we might have another caller as well.
Oh my goodness,
lining up. I know Kuki's been dropping the caller info in the chat there. So if you guys want to call in and talk to not LBR people, other than Nika.
Well,
but
Nika's
I'm the
quick,
best LBR people, so.
Nika's my favorite LBR people.
Oh, thanks.
This is Rob from New York. Wants to congratulate us.
No way. I don't believe that.
There's no way this could be Rob from New York. No way, man.
Oh my God, Rob from New York.
Oh my God.
Newark. I'm Rob from Newark.
Newark.
Oh, Rob from Newark. Rob from Newark.
New Jersey? No. I wanted to call in and then first, say to you, congratulations, episode 100. Been a long listener, but I actually wanted to talk to you new guys that are on here, Joe and Frosty, and I heard you other two before. I just want to say you guys, you're doing a good job with the episode and stuff, but I think you need to show a little bit more respect, because Limit Break Radio is obviously the one that paved the way for a lot of this, and y'all don't probably really realize
that they've done. LBR wouldn't be around if PFA didn't come before it.
Excuse me.
LBR now wouldn't be around if I didn't tell Aniro to fuck off from Gamer Escape. So I mean,
look. I love Joe Never Fails. All right, I haven't heard a lot of Frosty stuff, but I watch your stuff, and y'all play it so safe. Y'all play it very mom and pops. Everything you do is very like within the lines. And if it wasn't for what Limit Break Radio does, the way that they challenge people and the way that they test people, they go outside the lines, and that does a lot for the community to get y'all visible. Joe, you were complaining at the beginning of the show all the donations that were popping up, but look at all the money these guys are making, and they ain't even on their own show. How do you explain that to me?
Well, wait, we're not making it.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on Nika. She's cute and all, but she doesn't bring a whole lot to the show. I'm sorry, Nika. Really, I am.
Fuck you too.
I'm butthurt.
You're right. They have paved the way a lot for dick jokes.
That is true. And for Reddit shit posters.
Yeah. You guys remember the time that it was Mog Talk versus LBR on Reddit for like, what was it, a couple of days, I think.
I'm sorry, Frosty, that wasn't much of a match. That was more you just walking in the shadow, buddy.
Yeah, I guess so.
Donation.
Like a wannabe Brooklyn gangster.
Couldn't hear it.
Or not.
He sounds like a wannabe Brooklyn gangster, Ryuichi.
Oh, okay. But, walking in the shadow, you're right. But, a piece of shit doesn't have a big shadow to it, dude.
Sounds like we know who LBR voted for. I'm just saying, in this election. It just sounds like the bullying mentality and these outspoken challenges. I'm just saying, man.
I'm white, I'm white.
Dude, that cat is just on the ball with these drops, man.
All right. Well, anyway, that's all I wanted to call in to say was set a little bit the record straight since nobody seems to be defending LBR on their own show. Should be ashamed, Nika.
I'm terrifying and a potential.
I'm proud that I'm not defending LBR on their own show.
I think he's referring to me being that this is my show. And I'm going to say that I don't disagree. I like these people a lot better than me. I'm just going to roll with the flow here because, they already said that they might take me to their new show, and I'm kind of about it.
Idiots doing idiot things because they're idiots.
Hey, Rob, Rob from Newark. Hey, Rob, you just get out of here and forget about it. How about that? Just get out of here and just forget about it.
Did he get out of here?
I think he's gone.
He had to go fix his IROC Z.
All right. I'm going to say we should ignore our phone lines for 5 minutes and talk about something.
Oh, yeah.
No,
we have this
presentation.
outline. Yeah.
There's a bullet point.
What else do we have to talk about?
Let's see.
Jump potion?
Do you guys want to speculate jump potion and how it's going to affect the community?
I mean, they've already said that they're not going to release it at 4.0 launch, correct?
They've been back and forth on that a lot, actually. And so I feel like if they are going to introduce it, it has to be at 4.0. They'd be really stupid to want to bring it in, know that they're going to bring it in, but then not do it at 4.0. I think we'll get it at 4.0 if they decide to do it.
So I thought I had seen them say something about how they wouldn't be right away, and they would.
They did. They've gone back and forth on it a little bit, from what I remember. But I think if we're gonna get it, we should see it at 4.0. They'd be stupid to implement it after that.
Think about it. I'm going to pose this question: couldn't they implement it previous to 4.0 to start building sales for players to get back involved in the game and have a character?
Yeah.
That would be smart business-wise.
That's why I think about it.
But I think business-wise, though, you couple it with Stormblood too, right? You buy Stormblood, you get a jump potion. So
Deep down, they're exploiting us.
This would be the play. The business play would be pre-order Stormblood and get a jump potion you could use before the game.
There you go.
Before the game comes out. Oh, wow, yeah.
So then the purpose of this is to give jump potions to new players or returning players?
Yes.
I think both.
Both. This is a new revenue stream. This is a completely untapped resource that Square Enix has not been able to do. It has not put into the game, chosen to put into the game because other MMOs have done this. This is like a contested thing. This is a lot of other games. It's in somewhat of a way like pay to level. But if you can come in and save yourself 60 hours of leveling by spending $20, would you not?
Well, then you bring up the question of the quality of gameplay and training your player base.
That's why a lot of people don't want this.
Who cares? They'll be bad or good.
I've always been of the opinion that you gotta SE needs to retrain the whole player base. So, with this jump potion thing, I think there's got to be a rule where if you've already got a max level character, then you get a jump potion. But if you're new or it's a new account,
we were talking about this on Mog Talk yesterday, plugging Frosty's show.
Don't fucking plug my stuff on this crap show. I don't want it to be related.
we had Stefan from the subreddit, right? And he was saying that I forget what the hell the name for it was, but basically as more people join a thing, the percentages of toxicity stay the same. And so what's going to happen is everyone's freaking out. Because oh my God, jump potions. We're going to have so many bad players. We're still going to have bad players even if we don't have jump potions. More people are joining the game.
But we couldn't hear you, Joe. What did you say?
We already have bad players.
Right.
House of the Dead has diluted the level of play at high level by players who literally just play Palace of the Dead to level 60.
And they spam the one button the entire time.
You see them not even having their job class skills unlocked. No Fire 4, no nothing as a black mage. And you can see it. You can literally look at somebody's gear and be like, oh, this guy probably leveled through Palace of the Dead. You got your Kina weapon and nothing above 260 scripture or whatever, all PvP gear at PvE stuff, and that's great. But it's going to happen no matter what. It's the business side. This is the business side.
Yeah.
If it wants to come to the next level, it has to appeal to a much larger crowd outside of the already hardcore Final Fantasy MMO crowd. And that's why they're implementing stuff like this.
Then you're putting out the message that's like, you pay extra money, you could skip ahead, pay to win. Like, that's always been against what.
It's not pay to win though. It's
pay to level up. It's pay to level up.
And it's always going to be an expansion behind though. Like, you're never going to, like at Stormblood, they're only going to release to 60, even though the level cap's going to be 70. So they're still going to, it's basically to get them to catch up.
You get jump up to 60.
But I think the general consensus, however, is that they're doing it too early. And that a lot of people feel like 5.0 might have been a better place to implement that, and that it feels like the game is still too new in expansion cycle to do it now.
No, second expansion is when they are still focusing on bringing people into the game versus just maintaining the players they have. They want friends of players coming in, and that's why we need the jump potion, because you can be the bestest of friends with somebody, but if someone's like, hey man, I'm going to play 14. Okay, cool. Hey, can you help me? What do you want? The first main scenario quest of 2.0. I love you, man, but I don't have fucking time for that shit. Like, you're on your own, you know?
You're not wrong. And then if somebody really wants to do the story, then they have that option. I mean, I'm totally down for the jump potion in terms of alts, because the fact, I mean, granted, now with the cross server party finder, it's a little bit easier to play with your friends. But I mean, there's been so many times where I've debated, like, as a raid group, because we have people who just fall apart, and Sargatan's raid scene is not strong. Once you get a static, that's it. Nobody else is looking. And so I've debated so many times our whole group switching to a different server, but I'm like, but I have all these friends in LBR and Sargatanas. So if I'm able to, for $20 max level a character so I can still play with people on whatever server, I feel like that's okay. But I also know how to play the game because I've already leveled every job. And I kind of have a general consensus or general idea of how to play every job. So like, I totally understand it from that point of view. And then I was really, really against the jump potion for any other point of view other than that. But I do see that, if someone pays $20, they jumped to level 60 and they really suck, either they're going to learn how to get better or they're going to quit. And so either they will eventually get better, or they've thrown their money at SE. The game gets to last longer and they're not playing anymore. So who cares?
And that's the business perspective of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm 100% an advocate for this because it is going to foster a huge growth in the company. This is literally an untapped revenue stream for the game in its current fan base and in an outside of the game's fan base. It's just going to drive profit to the game.
See,
for the short term, it sounds like it's for the short term.
It's still a profit. We think about it as a hardcore PvPer and a hardcore PvEer. These players are still going to be so far removed from actually coming into instances with me outside of stuff that's cheesable, Duty Finder, Dunscape, daily roulettes, all that stuff, where I'm still going to be able to talk to people. I'm still going to be able to walk them through stuff. I'm not going to be raiding with players like this. I will see them in front lines, but I'm still going to be teaching them. That's it. It's nothing but I can't see it being nothing but a positive profit business.
But then they fall off.
I don't care.
Like, they quit.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, we were saying that they'll join up, they'll play, and then once they get to the end game, they'll either quit or they'll get better.
Okay.
So if they quit, then we're back to where we are, like in 2.x or 3.x, where the player base is bleeding anyway.
$60 though, they made $60-$70.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is the thing. People are going to do that anyway because people still do that anyway. But at least in this case, they got a couple months of sub out of someone plus.
Yeah, I mean, the way you need to look at it, like I remember, like the last FanFest, right, 2014. They're like Mog Station, like selling items, and I was so pissed and annoyed at it. But then like EU FanFest, are like, hey, Mog Station, EU servers. And Stormblood, now we're getting inventory upgrade.
Right.
So, I mean, if people want to spend the money, it'll end up benefiting us in the long run anyway. And there's going to be bad players no matter what.
As long as they allocate that money towards the MMO and not towards some other Square Enix
Final
product
Fantasy
somewhere.
15 has been released. We don't have to worry about that anymore.
There's other little... Okay, now we have Final Fantasy 7.
Still in the development. They're still in development, though.
Yeah, they're still coming out with things for 15. So
that's true.
And if you guys really want to if you really want to take a look at this, like the failed launch of 14 is what affected Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts delays in development. So now that this game is not a loss, it's not in the red. When you talk about the rest of Square Enix, like Square Enix is doing, because of Final Fantasy 14, because of motherfucking the god Yoshida coming to this fucking game and reinvigorating life, literally resuscitating Final Fantasy 14 as a game, Square Enix as a company is not as stressed out. And we're going to see that in games for the future, which is fucking great. I might be the only guy, but I'm 100% a fan of the business decisions that Square Enix has made. Even though, yes, we've seen a slowdown in the amount of content that we got from the first year of this game. They had to prove themselves. the 3.0 to 4.0 story, like we didn't get as much stuff as when we wanted it, and it came out a little bit later, and we didn't get as much PvP, and we didn't get it, whatever it was, but we got the game. I personally feel like they phoned in all of fucking Alexander in terms of like us fighting gorillas and monkeys instead of giving us fucking Bahamut 2.0. You know, like give us where's the next fucking big ass dragon we're gonna see?
Yeah.
We're going to see that in 4.0.
We're getting that in 4.0. The problem was you had no reason to care about Alexander.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. We were so invested. We were so invested as players to find out what happened when Louis Soir fucking sent us into nowhere. Like, what happened to Louis Soir? What the fuck is going on with Bahamut? Oh, we're fighting Bahamut. Oh my god! And then we fight Gobble Stinks fucking Ricky Dink.
And the goblins are like, "Hey, we have a primal." It's like, why do I care?
I mean, and like the story had a couple interesting moments to it, but you're right. Like there wasn't a lot of investment in it at all.
And that's why Omega's going to be so good, because we're already getting Omega in 3.0 here, or in 3.0.
Should Omega destroy the world before we care about it, though?
No, but I think Omega's going to fuck some shit up hardcore before we get into 4.0.
Is it going to matter because we can time travel now? That's already been implemented into the story. So
there you go.
Is anything going to matter?
Nothing matters.
So the game doesn't matter. We're done. All right, unsubscribe.
The end.
It always wins. It's an MMO.
I do want to point out real quick that this is a really interesting, just being part of this discussion versus LBR's original jump potion discussion, where I think literally every single person was like, "Fuck the jump potion! It's the worst idea for the community of this game. I can't believe they're gonna do it." And now we have 4 people. They're like, "Yeah, that's kind of cool."
Well, I don't know. Samus, who said he didn't like it, right?
I'm there. I'm with it if there's certain parameters that they're gonna implement. Like I said, for alts, like I'm 100% there. But for a fresh player, basically anything that you're giving a fresh player a free jump, like I'm totally against that. But
I mean, it's not free. They have to pay for it.
Well, you know what I mean.
And skill, though. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. But they said that they did implement it in the Chinese and Korean servers, and that they said that based on their research there, it's not as big of a detriment as the American and Japanese players are freaking out.
It's basically Yoshida coming out and saying what I've been trying to tell people. It's like, y'all need to calm the fuck down. It's not going to be as bad as you think.
Yeah.
Oh,
and still, and even still, like free accounts can't use it, right? So So I'm pretty sure people are going to join it. They're going to get to like level 30 or 40 anyway, and be like, "Do I really want to spend $20 to get 20 more levels instead of all 60 levels?" And then they can't jump to the end of Stormblood, so they're going to still have to learn how to play their job, learn how to play through the dungeons, and do all of that stuff. So I think that at first we might see a little bit of a gap, but it will even out after a few months.
Yeah,
I'm very curious.
All right,
I want to see what's going on with like new players coming into the game, and what's the statistic. All right, I just started playing this game, first time ever. How long does that person last until they just drop off the map? Yeah, I mean that could be a reasoning for jump potions for new players. If most of the players joining the game can't make it through all the earlier content,
if they can't get through content to play with friends that are already playing, they're not going to want to stick around, and that's the big reason for jump.
I mean, I can say I
see Joe talking, but
let's let Joe talk. Joe, go for it.
That's what I'm saying. Is like that's the bigger. And I can't say what I've said without agreeing with Samus. There's two different directions to what this whole discussion is. And number one is, yes, there's a business standpoint, and that's great, but there's also the community aspect. And I agree with you. But the reason why we exist as community and content creators in this game is to keep people involved in the community of what it is. Like I wouldn't exist if I didn't give people a reason to want to play or want to watch what I do. LBR wouldn't exist if it weren't for passionate Final Fantasy fans wanting to wrap around. For me, what I've analyzed and found in playing 4 or 5 different MMOs in the last 2 years is it's not the fucking game, it's not the fucking raids, it's not the PvP, it's the community. It's finding like-minded players that do the same thing that you do on a daily basis that you can go in and play content with. That's what's going to keep you connected more than anything else. It's not playing the game at fucking level 60. It's not playing the game at level 70. I know players on Balmung, of course I know players on Balmung, that RP their fucking dicks off at level 11. Fucking blast doing it. And that's what you get out of the game. If you can't get into the game and find a community, you're not going to play no matter what level you are. And I have a max level character in Elder Scrolls. I have a max level character in Arcade. I have a max level character in fucking Final Fantasy 14. And I play Final Fantasy 14 consistently because of the community that's been created around it. And that's why I agree with that shit so bad, so fucking much. It will affect the community in a small way, but I always frame my mind around it in a positive thing. Like I know LBR loves to challenge, and LBR loves to get on here and say, "Oh fuck the jump potion, everybody, fuck that shit." Of course,
asshole, you guys suck.
We're gonna get that opinion, but when it comes down to it, even if it's a 5 to 10% retention or 20% retention. That's a very interesting analytic to ask for, Frosty. That's a really, really.
We'll never get it, but that's an interesting one to ask for.
I mean, but
they know it. They know the statistic for it, but they would never tell us.
They'll never fucking tell us that shit. That was a really, really fucking well thought out point to make, because that's like that's more powerful than everything else. It's not unique accounts. It's not 7 million unique fucking accounts. There's 2 million unique bot accounts every fucking whenever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the players that come into the game that consistently want to play, that become involved in the lore, in the classes, in end game, and pushing the end game content, and then wants to hold their hand out for new players. And that's something that we're going to continue to see in Final Fantasy XIV regardless. I really like, and something that I'm personally doing on Balmung is I'm creating a new generation of end game players by reaching out to new players and saying, hey, if you guys want a place to level, if you guys want a place to fucking hang out and learn this game with 0 strings attached, if you're looking for helpful players, there's an FC, come play and come learn the fucking game. And by the time that they get to level 60, by the time they get to level fucking 70 in Stormblood, they can make their own decisions. They can say whether I want to fucking continue to play this game, but no matter what, they'll have over 100 fucking people there to help them. And that's an asset, because that's a community. That's something that's going to keep them involved. Like I logged into fucking Arcade 2 days ago, and I did a 50 fucking person raid with 3 other 50 person fucking teams doing this library raid in Arcade. And I didn't know anybody. I didn't say hi to anybody. Nobody said hi to anybody else. They came in, did the fucking raid, and we finished. And I was like, I just felt empty afterward. Like I felt no sense of accomplishment. Yes, I gained levels and all this stuff, but when you fight a boss or go with a team and fucking play PvP and you accomplish a task or accomplish a challenge that you've been working towards for a long period of time with friends that you know that are there for you, that like we're leveling with you, there's nothing better than that feeling. Clearing turn 5 for the first time, beating turn 9 through progression, fucking static, beating Bahamut with answers playing in the fucking background. These are memories that I will have with me for the rest of my fucking life. And that's the reason why I play Final Fantasy 14. It's not the fucking levels, man. And people are going to come in and get their fucking shit. They'll get it. They'll come in, they'll go, but the people that stay connected to a community, that's the reason why. It's all fucking number retention. It's just hopes.
I've always had an idea to circumvent this jump potion idea, because when you hear jump potion, people panic right away. One idea I had was to have like a accelerated EXP gain the higher level you get. That way, the idea is you blaze through the later levels faster. Your first 30 to 40 levels are a little bit slower, but then your last 20 levels, you go through that way faster, because by then you understand most of the game mechanics, and then you're just learning a couple skills here and there. That way you're still encouraging people to play out the story. You're making it go faster. I mean, in essence, you're giving them easy mode for the last 10 or 15 levels instead of giving them the direct jump and the jump potion.
That's a good point. I mean, but I can say that I'm a very active participant in our novice chat on Sargatanas, and I can say that so many new players come in, and I mean, I think the novice chat has been a great addition. I don't know about all servers, but on our server, it's pretty helpful chat.
Never used it.
Yes, and so there are a lot of people who I've seen complaining about the ridiculous amount of fetch quests in the original story, and they're just like, I can't believe like I'm supposed to be doing this, but yet I have to go and do this, that, and the other thing, and like, when can I actually get to the gaming part?
So accelerate that, right? What I'm saying is accelerate through that so that they can still learn.
But
how to
even
use
still, like the story quests, there are too many of them. And granted, I know they've condensed some of them. They've given more XP for some of them. They give gear through the storyline now that never existed originally. But there is still, I think, a lot that needs to be retooled. So like having the ability to skip the story and watch the cutscenes later. I mean, it makes me sad as a person who gets really into stories and books and video games and who gets very immersed in especially in Final Fantasy stories. It makes me sad that someone would want to skip it. But I feel like if you're a new player who is willing to put all of that time and effort to actually want to play the game, but then you're restricted behind how many fetch quests you have to do before you get to the content, I kind of understand it, because I don't know if you know that there's going to be 2 different jump potions. One is for jumping to level 60 and one is going to be jumping through the storyline. They're 2 separate ones. So some people can still jump through the levels and still enjoy the story if they want, or they can jump through the story and then still have to level up depending on what they like to do in the game.
Each are at different price points. Yeah. They're both the same.
I think they're both the same price point, but like if you want to buy both, then it's double. So
I feel kind of bad because I know we have had a caller on the line for quite a while.
Yeah, everybody has talked about jump potions.
I have a lot to say about it, but I think we should
a million times over at this point. TLDR, y'all need to calm the fuck down. Let's go to our caller. We got Volkai Nalo from Balmung.
Balmung is the best, Mung.
Yes, it is.
Hello. Hey, Volkai.
What's going on?
Hey, I just wanted to call in to say congratulations on 100 episodes.
Thank you.
Been listening since I think episode 20, and it has not gone anywhere but up.
Thank you. I'm glad that you think
so. It's opposite day, right?
Wow.
I appreciate this. Thank you.
Well, I'll say this, though. I've been listening to LBR for longer than Aetheryte Radio and still listening to one of them.
Shit.
Oh, man. Savage. I'm going to cry myself to sleep tonight. Thank you for that.
That was a good one.
Well, I kind of have to only have so many room for so many Final Fantasy podcasts on my 100 podcast subscription list. So
I understand, man. There's a lot of them these days.
Go outside. Go play sports.
And I'm sorry, but between Serial and Aetheryte, Anyways, yes. Here's hoping the next 100 are even better, and hoping to see LBR grow even past that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Go outside and play sports.
Well, that just happened.
All right. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give, Volkai?
No, he's gone.
Is he gone?
He's gone.
Maybe
He
took
dropped
my
off.
advice.
He's like, I dropped mic. Done.
He's like, I can't talk to this Fusion asshole anymore. I'm out. We have another call here. Penelo Yggdrasil from Midgard Stormer. First-time caller. Calling to congratulate on the 100th episode. And she's also one of the writers of the Callow and Biscalia fanfic.
Oh, great.
First of all, did you just assume my gender?
I did. And in all honesty, it is a thing that I have been trying not to do for the last 10
Especially
years.
in an online MMO where everyone plays someone else.
I got so much shit when I first started podcasting. I did the same thing, and the guy never let me forget about it for like 7 years. It was terrible.
It's all good. I just want to call and say congrats on 100 episodes, Nika.
Thank you.
That Savage Burn is the only good thing to come out of Balmung.
I was gonna say, like, I'm really surprised that came from Balmung with the amount of savagery that came from that calling, man. Damn.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how is your pain?
That's a good question, Fusion.
It's up there. God, can I do like 11 and a half? Is that a
turn it to 11? Yeah, you can do it.
I will live. It's okay.
I love flaming lamers.
Oh, wow.
So tell us one thing you're looking forward to at the European FanFest next weekend.
Samurai Confirmation.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Brownie points, I
guys.
love you. You're my new BFF. Thanks.
I mean, come on, you look ridiculous.
It'd be boring. I want something exciting. I don't want the boring, we expect this is going to be there.
But you know how many people say that it's expected, but I'm in all these different Final Fantasy groups. I have so many friends on Facebook that
so many friends.
But yeah, dude, friends on Facebook, either from FanFest, from real life, from the community, from wherever. And there are so many people that are still in doubt about Samurai. So I need it to happen just so they can all eat their words, especially Callow. Get out! Good job, Kat.
Coming. You can count on it.
I hope so.
Are we done with is the call still there?
Caller, you have anything else you want to say?
Nope, that's it.
Any shout outs?
Just to my FC on Midgard Stormer, Roses of May.
All right, check them out.
One of my favorite Final Fantasy songs of all time. Fantastic.
I love that one. Yeah.
I literally, just very little known fact of Joe. I sing that song to myself in the shower almost every day. I just did I sing it to myself.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Keep going. We're listening now.
Dude, I do the piano intro because Final Fantasy IX piano. The piano soundtrack is like it really changed my life, and like it helped my family understand my passion for Final Fantasy, especially in my family, because my mom was a Broadway actress and my dad works on Broadway. And when I was able to explain to them that yes, I'm passionate about this video game, and yes, there's like incredibly well crafted classical composition that comes from this video game, they like started believing in my interest in video games a lot more as a kid. So that song, la da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Yeah, keep that in the shower,
so
dude.
much chilling. Too much chilling. It's all I'm chilling. Chilling. Chill. Boom, boom, boom. Chill.
What is this drop?
Chill.
I love that song so much. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about it. I'm such a big fan of Roses of May. So straight up.
Right on. We got another caller on the line here. We have Crimson Tinted from Balmung. A lot of Balmung people today.
That
let's talk
happens a
about
lot.
potential PvP for Stormblood.
Here we go.
Hey guys, what's up? How you doing?
Hey.
Hey,
how are you?
Welcome to the best episode ever.
The best and 100th episode ever. But cheers on the 100 episodes, guys. Really.
I feel like Aetheryte Radio's 100th episode was better, but continue.
Come on,
Well,
don't
me
be
too.
shitty.
Me too. Then again, my girlfriend doesn't like you either, Samus. So there is that.
Get a new girlfriend.
Did you guys hear that, Burn? Did you guys hear that, Burn? He said his girlfriend's not his favorite streamer. Oh my god.
I feel like Joe got that like 2 seconds later than everybody else.
All right, PvP question, Bob. Bad for distracting y'all. All right, I feel like a lot of the discussions that have occurred around PvP on Twitch streams and podcasts and so forth are either stacked with a bunch of PvP vets who already have all the salt, or it's a bunch of new people speculating about PvP. And I feel like we got a pretty good cross section here, so this is why I'm going to ask this here. I'm at this point, having played a fair amount of PvP myself, relatively unconvinced that much is going to happen to PvP for the remainder of Heaven's Ward. A map here, a tweak there. I don't think it's going to be a fundamental seed change. Stormblood has a chance to have a fundamental seed change. Yep. So I'm curious, real briefly, from each of your perspectives, what would you like to see from your perspective as a fundamental seed change in Stormblood to revitalize PvP for you personally?
No, take it away.
I'll save mine for last. Let's do a fusion Samus Frosty Joe.
I mean, I can tell you right now, what's going to already kills it for me right now is that ACT exists in PvP, and you can put triggers in it. If they can't get around that, then I don't know if they can fix it.
I didn't even know that, but if that's bullshit.
For PvP.
You guys don't know that. That's like another. That's a whole other issue.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry if I just gave that information out when I shouldn't have, but like that has to be fixed. You can't if you can't fix that, then how are you going to have real competitive online games?
That's some bullshit then, because then you have like an LB incoming or some crazy shit that comes
Blood
in.
for blood.
It's whatever it is. Like it's. I
didn't realize ACT could be tooled for PvP like that, and that's really, really stupid. I know the reason that what I would like to see is like, I know they're adding a new map and all that kind of stuff, but I feel like the PvP got really stale really fast. Like I loved Frontlines when I finally did get into it. I think it was after the episode where we had Joe on talking about PvP the very first time, and I was like, I'm going to try this. I did Frontlines for a while and I loved it, but it was like the same map over and over, and I just felt really bored. And I feel like my favorite part of old games, like even things like StarCraft, I was horrible at it, but I loved that there were so many maps and it was so unpredictable, and I would never know exactly where I was going to be, what was going to happen. And I feel like that I got really burnt out on the same exact gameplay over and over and over PvP. So I would love to see like not just one new mode of PvP, but like a whole bunch.
Yeah.
For me, I play a little bit of PvP, just when I'm bored. So I guess I'm a casual PvPer, and so for me, I don't. There's nothing right now that appeals to me. But maybe because I don't have the competitive drive that Joe has. But in other ways, there's really nothing to be gained from PvP. The gear itself is whatever. Raid gear is a little bit better than that. So I think if you had gear that was equivalent in PvP, like just as good as raid gear, then you have something to work for.
I will say that there are some other MMOs that make it so that the PvP things you get can be taken out and used in the PvE content, and that's what keeps the PvP invigorated. And I do think that is something that we're lacking, because really the only reason PvP is hopping right now is because of a glamour event. So everyone does PvP for glamour, and that's about it.
Yeah, and right now that's all it's good for, right?
There's Fuge, go ahead.
Man, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm like really casual into PvP too. And I'm one of those guys that are like going into the front lines and stuff to like get glamours and mounts and shit, right? I don't know. Like, I would like to see them add new modes that are maybe a little more casual friendly. Like, right now we have stuff like Shatter, which is, a lot of people are jumping into Shatter, which is nice. But I'd like to see other kind of variations too. We have like all the front lines that are out now, and to me, they all feel a little samey. in a way. Like I know there's different rule sets and stuff.
Yeah, like that's
but I'd like to see bigger variations of PvP. You know, I've mentioned Blitzball before. It's a definite, like a complete 100, 360, like completely different type of PvP. But you know, something else that we could do, I think Frosty, we talked about this, a little bit more of a PvE type of big giant 72-man thing, like a siege content, which would be perfect for 4.0, you know, taking back Alamigo and stuff like that. But yeah, I want to see more like drastic variations on the different types of modes that they introduce.
Even with more variations, like different maps, different game modes, is that enough to really get you hooked into PvP?
I actually think too many variations hurts PvP.
That's fair too, yeah.
Right. I just feel the thing that's always been missing is just the prize itself. You know, there's gear. Besides gear, there's really nothing else. And that's not a bad thing. You know, it's not a bad thing to say, you know, you have this kind of gear and you're a good PvPer. That's it. Like titles, who gives a fuck? No one. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. But a piece of gear that I could use between PvP and PvE, and I guess the balancing issue is like, okay, how do you make the PvP weapon not better than the PvE, or vice versa, right? You gotta. That's a challenge.
I think but that's another part of how people have always wanted to have more horizontal progression. We have the raid, we have the tome gear. What if the PvP gear was also another form of horizontal progression?
Sure. Why not?
That's basically. I'll sum it up with what I can. Like everything that's been discussed and everything that's been said is basically what I want to see. So, and just to address something that Samus said, the gear in PvP, and I said it before today, there is no faster way to increase the item level for your character at level 60 than to play PvP right now. So that is, if you're trying to do PvE content and you wanted to play PvP for 1 day or 2 days, like for a weekend, you would be completely eye level 235, which sets you up basically for all of the raids in the entire, all of Alexander. And by the time you finish second Alexander, you'll be 240 and you can start progressing through third Alexander. So that is a viable way for you to up in the game.
Well, so that PvP gear gets you into the door, but I mean, you gotta replace it eventually.
I think, like, honestly,
so then it's still lacking. It's still lacking in what I was saying.
Well, yeah.
Or the attempt and the direction that Stormblood should go is that it should be another avenue to get the same level gear from PvP. That is what I want to see. I've talked to the Square Enix community. I've talked to the PvP community about this. I've written letters. This is it shouldn't be this like secondary thing in the game. Yeah. It has to be developed, and it has to have the same amount of attention put into it just as much as it is in PvE. But the community hasn't been there except for right now. So that's why I love what's happening right now, because the community is playing more and more PvP.
Okay,
now,
let's say you could
all that. My bad. This is the last thing I'm going to make is you've got assets for 4 different maps in this game in Frontline Secure, Frontline Slaughter, Shatter, and Seize. What needs to happen at level 70 is all 4 of these maps plus new maps need to be involved at level 70, and all 4 modes need to be available on all 4 maps. So it's not just a map with one game mode. It needs to be random. So you don't know what type of, you can say, I want to play, let's say I want to play just Fields of Glory, but I want to play Slaughter on Fields of Glory. That should be an option. Additionally, we need to see everyone wants Capture the Flag. So we want to see a Capture the Flag in this game. I don't know how it would work, but I know that they can do that. But it has to add the variety. Like for me, right now, the only thing that's alive, that's really, really alive, is Shatter. And occasionally we'll get Seize Qs, and we'll play both. But there's a dramatic difference between players knowing how to play Shatter, which is very easy. It's run to the ice and DPS, and Seize, which is maintain and hold this spot through battle. And teams are at a very drastic disadvantage through the lack of knowledge and the lack of experience right now. That will change when you can say, hey, I'm going to play this original game mode. I'm going to play Slaughter to learn how to kill people. I'm going to play Seize to learn how to develop strategy on the fly. And then I'm going to play Shatter to apply that teamwork and use my PvE rotation to do damage to score points. That by itself would add so much variety that it would make it easier for me, because when I'm playing PvP, I'm doing 8v8s, which is the exact same thing over and over and over again. Or whether I'm going to heal, which is the way I play new classes is actually I play 8v8s, then I bring those into Frontlines and additionally after the fact. Okay. It's really fun, but
I want to
go ahead, dude.
I want to take a step back and go back to how we can make PvP viable, because I would like to play more. I did play it in other games. So what I was thinking is, like, you alluded to the fact that PvP gear right now gets you in the door into endgame raids. So what's missing is that PvP doesn't actually give you the gear to finish the latter stages of raiding. Like, you can't just survive on PvP gear in the latter stages of raiding, but you can you can survive on tome gear, which is fucking weird to me.
Exactly.
So my thought was you bring the PvP gear up to the level of tome gear. Exactly. That'll get you halfway through the raids, and then the latter half of the raids, then that's where you have to work for it in PvE.
And I think I think it's very viable because we know the people who survive on tome gear are definitely the more casual players. Then you have the hardcore players who survive on the raid gear. And then I feel like there are a lot of people who just want to PvP, but I mean, if they can use the PvP to survive as well, I think that should be a viable option as a secondary or tertiary option to what we already have. I think that would make more people, especially if some of the BIS might come from there. If you're looking for min-maxing, I think that to be able to mix and match more horizontally would be a great incentive to PvP. For a lot of people.
But that's just increasing more activity from PvE players. I mean, that's all it's really doing, right?
Yeah, but yes, but the thing is that people who are already hardcore PvP players are already playing.
Yeah.
So they need to bring in more people into the PvP. There are a lot of PvE players who want to play PvP.
It gives the casual people more options, because then you have them, they're not going to be hardcore raiding, but you give them the option of going through tomes, which a lot of them do anyway. Yeah. You give them the option of Alex Normal, which a lot of them do anyway. And then you give them the third option of PvP, which is actually kind of fun compared to grinding through tomes.
Yes.
So maybe this is the disconnect we're looking for, Joe. Get on these fucking SE people and tell them they got to make this shit happen.
It's 100% right. It needs to be a relevant progression.
Get it on.
We actually saw that. We saw that in patches previously. Like there were pieces of gear. It was like through the Maelstrom or something. You had level 110 PvP gear that was.
I remember Sirin, my husband, actually using on his monk 1 or 2 pieces of PvP gear, and like in raiding.
Because the majority of it is spec without accuracy. And just to address real quickly what Isaac is saying, what's really nuts is that you can actually get better PvP gear in PvE because of the secondary statistics and the allocations for crit and det on most DPS than you can get from PvP by itself. So there's I only use 2 pieces of PvP gear on my Dragoon Best in Slot build. So like that by itself says something. Like if I'm going to be playing PvP to get PvP gear, if I'm going to be playing PvE to get PvP gear outside of Glamour, what's the draw? And outside of 35, and Samus is absolutely fucking right, man. It has to be relevant. It has to be relevant at that current patch all the time.
Well, that's the disconnect. So like maybe you can push that forward as an ambassador for PvP, push that and say, hey, this is what we're missing,
It's something that's been discussed, and it's something that I'll tell you flat out. Like there was one thing that we did on stream like over a month ago, which was the first ever what was it? World of PvP first World of PvP podcast, quote unquote, show that we did, and I brought in 10 of the top 50 NA PvPers, and we talked about all these ideas, and Square Enix community listened. Like if you see the implementation from when that thing came out to what happened with the Garo event, like they listened, they know, they implemented the majority of the ideas that we had. They brought gear that people wanted to see, and like even if it's not raid specific or viable raid gear, it's something that people want. So there's a want there that drives people in. They made it accessible, and they made mounts. So yes, the rewards are something there. But for me, still, I want to see a weapon. I want to see a chest piece. I want to see something that I can use in a freaking raid. I can be proud of. That outside of like I was top 100 season 2. Top 100 season 2 gives you your eagle beak gear from PvP. And for the rest of my life, I'll say yes, I was top 100 in the world for PvP. But the community, as it increases and as things continue to go nuts with ACT and people cheating and all this type of stuff, it's tough to play and it's tough to get that. And I'm not just going to have one glamour. Like I had my Alexandrian gear is way more badass than the freaking Eagle Beak gear. So I have one. The only thing that I got, the only thing that will reflect the fact that I was top 100 in this fucking game is one glamour set of gear. And that's not worthwhile for the hundreds of hours that I've put over, probably thousands of hours that I've put into PvP over the last 3 years. So,
Nika, can I just interrupt? Nika, has this been the most serious show of LBR that's ever existed? Like had the most serious topics, most serious discussion that's ever happened?
We have had some serious discussion, but I think for like the consistent amount of time, yeah, probably.
Jesus Christ.
Hey. You douchebag.
All right, let's move on. What do we got? Calls or we got?
Did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give?
Who's doing shout outs?
Honestly, shout out the people that are present here today. I feel like that last 10 minutes of
we have a caller.
discussion was
we still have
more
the caller.
productive. The chat, it's still Crimson. Hi.
Yeah, no, he gave us a very good in-depth question.
I knew he was still there.
Fucking
Yeah, I knew he
forgot.
was
Yeah.
Really,
shit,
but seriously,
totally
I just
forgot
wanted to
about
shut
that.
you all up for having a really
gave us
excellent discussion these past 5
Good
minutes.
question.
That's
Yeah,
about
thank
it.
you.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for calling.
Thank you, man.
We have a few people lined up here. We've
Cool.
got Blue Waffles from Gilgamesh. Wants to talk about.
Oh, good lord.
That's a good goddamn name.
We'll get them in.
Hello.
Hey,
Blue Waffles, what do you want, man? Come on.
Hey, just calling in, checking.
What?
What?
Calling in, checking out.
Hi.
So yes, hi.
Howdy.
I kind of want to talk about locking content behind gates.
Uh-huh.
With all the players skill base, I believe they should bring back the gating process, like how back in 2.x, if you want to get second coil or final coil, you have to clear the previous tier.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, I think Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 14 is a very story-driven game, and we talked about the jump potion a little bit already today. I don't think we need to go back into that for another half hour. But
if they want to do story, there's normal mode, which is basically a steamroll.
yeah, I mean they do have the normal mode difficulty. We didn't have that for 2.0, but I mean we'll have it going forward. So.
We're actually going to see something completely different in 4.0, in which there's going to be 3 different levels of story.
They did not confirm. They talked about it. They did not confirm that.
I think we're going to see it. I
don't think we will. I think that's way too much dev work.
I hope.
No, I don't think so. I think they should just get rid of normal mode. Make the challenge version the normal mode.
So you're saying get rid of normal mode and keep extreme and
I mean, I do think that part of the reason that a lot of raiders this tier got a little bit sick of the rating tier is because the normal mode did kind of ruin it for everyone. Like it kind of made us feel like, oh yeah, we've already seen this before. Why are we doing this again? It doesn't really seem like Savage was special anymore. So like there's something to be said about that, but I definitely feel like they definitely need more casual raid content and more hardcore raid content. But you're right, maybe doing normal mode, Savage mode wasn't the best way to do it. So hopefully going into Stormblood, they come up with something better. We'll have to wait and see, I suppose.
I mean, I agree with that. And also, if they were to get rid of the normal mode and just make the Savage mode the regular version, instead of going with the 3 difficulty, I think that would encourage more people to actually do those contents.
Well, see, that was the thing, is we had that with 1.0, and the thing is that there was great gear there, and there was great story there. I mean, not 1.0, 2.0, and there was great gear and great story, but people didn't want to do it because it was too hard for the casual player. And they decided, they got really upset because a lot of them were really invested in 1.0 story, and they wanted to know the conclusion, but they couldn't because they weren't good enough or maybe didn't have the time to learn how to raid. And so that's why they implemented the normal mode, is so that those people could still. So, like, really, there's always going to be someone who's unhappy, and so you just kind of have to decide by having the normal mode or not having the normal mode, who are you pleasing the majority, like the greatest amount of people at a time, because there's never going to be something that pleases everyone.
I agree with that, but now you're seeing people that do not completely have the skill set that's joining farming party and just ruin it for everyone.
Well, I mean, and that's one of those things. You're always going to have people that aren't good at farming parties, and it's just it's just something that's part of the game, right? No matter what you're doing, unless you have like a static or something, there's always the potential for that, and I think it's just you just gotta kind of deal with it.
So
I can understand. I can understand a static for hardcore content, but when it comes to more casual content like the extreme, people can clear that on the data OCDs, and especially when it comes to farming for mounts and stuff, you're not going to have your static type behind your back 24/7.
No, and that's a good point too. But I think
we don't know. We don't know until 4.0 comes out. So I mean, why don't we give it a chance? Why don't we wait until 4.0 comes out, give it a shot, and then after you get through with that, reach back out to LBR and let us know, or let them know. Let them know.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
so let them know.
You let us know after Stormblood comes out, whatever they decide to do on the raid. Let us know then what you think, and we'd love to hear from you again.
Cool. Any shout outs?
Yeah, and another thing I want to talk about is the mentality of the players.
But I was asking for shout outs.
Yeah, do you have any shout outs to give before we let you go? We have a couple.
We got a lot of callers in line, man. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. That's my last question.
Okay, see you.
Right. Our next caller here.
Another victory for America.
That was a weird one. We have Zemlis from Sargatanos.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
buddy.
What's up, man?
Yo. Hey. Just want to say happy 100th episode there.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's all I call in for. Actually,
shortest call ever.
But I'm gonna since you called in specifically to talk about the 100th episode, I'm going to ask: is this episode the best episode you've ever listened to?
It's up there.
The answer you're looking for is yes.
Hey. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, this one next to the one where me and Ascalia and Justin.
Sloppy.
There is.
AIDS.
The one thing I was going to suggest is I've been doing some looking around. Usually in a trailer when they try and show off a new expansion, they try to highlight a new feature that they're going to be implementing into the game. And my only thought here, like just on speculation and guessing. They are doing Red Mage. We've seen what the Red Mage is capable of doing, is switching from a ranged to using the sword, from using two different attacks there. So I'm just wondering, throwing out there, if possible, like we've seen a tassel from the woman in red, if that's possibly another secondary method of attack that, because they said they were going to be redoing some of the mechanics as far as the fighting goes.
But do you think they would give every single job two different types of play? That would be a lot of retooling.
It would be retooling, yes, but it would be kind of like adding a secondary weapon. Because right now, there's a lot of jobs that do not take use of that secondary stat.
That's a good point. There's that secondary weapon slot that no other job uses other than Paladin and the crafting class.
I can see them using that kind of when they're revamping, the new mechanics. So, I mean, Ninja, well, hopefully they'll use that as a second dagger, so you can choose which dagger you want on each hand. But like stuff like that, I'm wondering if maybe as Monk they'll add another form of attack that they can use.
Like you equip your sleeve in the offhand?
Sure, why not? I don't know.
Slap you with my sleeve.
Just maybe don't call it sub weapon. Like, don't call it offhand. Just keep it like sub weapon or offhand or something like that. But if they're already retooling, the abilities and stuff like that, there's no problem. There's no reason why not. So whatever spell you use or whatever ability you use, it would just be automatic. It would just take advantage of that extra slot that you have equipped.
It's cool. I mean, it sounds cool for glamour and appearances, but I mean, in terms of functionality, it's just more shit they got to balance out. They've got.
I think it would be really cool if they could add more abilities to the job then that would utilize a second weapon. Like, I mean, because I still really feel like the Lady in Red is a monk, and so I feel like if you use your fists and then you can whip out some ability where you just take your sleeve or whatever, your little knife or whatever's equipped in your offhand, just whoosh,
you could just do that without having them to add more gear or give them this option of another gear.
Well, it's funny too, Nika. You talked about the knife, right? I don't know if anybody else knew this. They were talking about the Amano artwork, right, for Stormblood, where she's got she's kind of holding the little dagger. That was just something Amano threw in. He wasn't asked to add that, so ignore that that's even there because it doesn't mean anything.
I figured the knife was like hidden in their sleeve, and it's
Amano just added it. He thought it was cool. That was a thing.
Okay.
So. Whether or not,
now everyone else thinks it's cool, and so they should implement it.
Maybe they will. Maybe we'll get Blade Dancer or something. But I don't know.
Even in 1.0, they had grips for your weapon, and I kind of missed that.
Was that 1.0 or was that 11? 11 had grips.
No, it was 1.0. I remember distinctly that they had in your offhand.
I don't remember that at all.
I don't remember that either.
I do. It was a little bit annoying. And even with if you're an archer, you'd run out of arrows and stuff like that. It got really annoying. But anyway,
I do remember having ammo. I definitely remember having
ammo was a thing, but I don't think they had grips.
I don't remember.
Or at least not grips in the way that I'm thinking of. I'm thinking in 11 where you can get
I'm pretty sure it was 14 1.0 that they had different grips that you can have equipped in your your sword or whatever.
No, I always remembered having a pebble or something equipped there, some bullshit. I don't know.
Yeah, there was like the bullshit slot. Yeah.
You don't need any ideas from 1.0 in 4.0. I'm just saying there's a reason why it failed.
I want to have to craft sleeves again in order to make a shirt. I want to have red sleeves in order to have a red shirt.
Funny side story, just in terms of 1.0. At Square Enix headquarters, they use like the extra copies of Square Enix 1.0 for Final Fantasy 14 collector's editions as like door stops and like book and like
I believe it,
raised desks and things like that. Like they use them as like.
What else are they good for?
Paperweights.
Oh my god!
Cool.
Like, someone spent time making that game.
Oh no!
Put their heart and energy into it.
I don't feel that way. Like they gave me one, and I thought it was one of the coolest gifts I've ever received in my life to have a piece of Final Fantasy 14 history that way. But like that's the way that they frame the collector's editions of that game because there's so many left over from the failed release.
Because they can't sell them at this point. So what else are they good for other than a paperweight and doorstop?
I have one. It's literally one of the coolest things that I've ever gotten from Square Enix. But it's I'm again a big fan of not implementing ideas from 1.0. Please no.
Yeah. Right. Did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give?
No, just the LBR crew and people on Sargentanis that I've been quite absent lately because my computer decided to crash on me, so I just got recovered after that. So, just shout out to the LBR link shell and you guys, and have a great day.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah, you too,
buddy. Thanks for the call.
Oh, and in the chat, there's Gahoo with a link.
I was just going to say, so he's linking to a bunch of grips from 1.0. However, I think those were just for crafting because of how stupid, specific the crafting was. It's like Elm Dagger grip, Aldegoat Horn bow grip. Those were things you had to craft, I think, to make a bow and a dagger and stuff. I don't think those were actual equipable grips.
I think these were materials. It says Forthorn grip, a polished piece of bone used as a sword hilt. That sounds like something you use to craft a weapon.
Yeah. All right. We have another caller here. We have Chili from Ultros.
Yo, Chili.
Hey guys.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Ooh, get hype!
Hype!
I may want to call in to say congratulations on episode 100.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chili.
I'll take all the thank yous.
I feel weird saying thank you to those.
Thank you. I worked really hard for this.
I got this. Thank you very much.
I just want to say why. Every time somebody says thank you, I'm like, why?
Go touch his dick!
I also want to say, don't listen to that wannabe gangster earlier, Nika. You do an amazing job here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
And a shout out to Kooky as well. Thank you for all the hard work you do in the background. You're awesome.
We would be so screwed right today.
At least Kooky stay. Kooky and Nika. Jesus.
Right?
Get her done.
I was honestly surprised. I mean, I actually expected all of you guys to be like, "Yeah, let's just go, guys. Let's just call it and not do the episode." So I'm gonna shout out to all.
I was tempted.
Kooky.
I mean,
yeah, might as well. I mean, I know how to run a podcast. I'm pretty sure the other people don't really have. Might as well get it done.
Oh man.
Anything else you want to say? Anything about EU FanFest you're looking forward to?
Well, I'm just looking forward to see what jobs are announced at FanFest, really, to be honest.
Okay, Samurai or not? Samurai or not?
I'm guessing Samurai is going to be there, but at the same time, I really hope Samurai is not there.
What?
Thank you.
What? What? Get out. No, drop the call.
Wait, hold on, though. Before you say Frosty, what other job, Chili, do you hope is there? I want something surprising that we're not going to guess, really. Blue Mage, yeah, that'd be nice. And all right, we can get the next caller in here.
Thank you very much. You are amazing.
But I don't. Again, like Samurai, it's too easy for us to guess Blue Mage. So I want them to surprise me with anything. I want to be surprised.
I mean, I see it that way. Pull something totally out of left field that we've had no hints for whatsoever. Yeah.
Like with Machinist, I know we had the 007 thing, but who would have guessed
All that told us was guns, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I agree with you.
Good point. Any shout out you'd like to give?
I'd like to shout out to some guy called Samus Rageborn, aka Evolved Male.
Queer.
And of course, Joe never fails as he's here because he's awesome also.
Thank you, dog.
Thanks, Chili.
Thank you so much. Thanks for calling.
Do we want to do some of those?
We have one more message right now that Kuki is queued up.
Just
for
a message?
Us.
Okay.
This is a message.
The recorded ones, yeah.
Yeah, this is from Sale.
Sale.
Hey guys.
What up, Sale?
Sale. Long time no see. Hopefully everything's been treating you guys well, especially for your 100th episode. That's super exciting. I just remember having those fun, though long, recording sessions in the studio with you guys. It was a lot of fun. I miss those days. Who knows, maybe the future will be something different. But I know for your guys' future, I hope for another 100 episodes and nothing but continued success. Miss you all, and hopefully we'll get to catch up another time. Take care, and congratulations one more time.
Oh, I miss Sale.
I remember Sale back in the day. Little trip down memory lane with some of these people. We have another caller here. This is going to be our last caller. We still have some emails and stuff to go through here. This one is we got Satori from Sargatanas.
Oh, hey, last caller. Wow.
We still have a lot on the outline to go through, so you made it in before the lock.
That's wow. Feels special.
Feels good, man.
Yeah, Dodoy.
We have a donation.
With either Blue Mage or Samurai, but the theory with Blue and the Spider-Man t-shirt makes more sense.
What is that voice?
Yeah, what the hell is that?
That's very popular.
You know, that last donation, when we couldn't hear the words, the people in the chat said there was a new voice, and that's the first time I heard it.
That's pretty awesome.
Anyway. I wanted to congratulate Nika on making it to the 100th episode.
Thank you very much.
I would have congratulated everyone else, but it seems really empty.
Yeah.
Well, it's his penis, and he can do whatever he wants with it.
Feels like
wow.
Feels like 1.0 all over again. What's gonna happen? We're gonna get to episode 123 and reboot to 200.
Maybe.
Sounds like
just cancel it.
We just cancel it now. Let's just shut it down.
Just cancel it. I mean, what's the point? We've already talked about it. I think we'll have more success.
You really can't get any better than this, honestly. I mean,
Whatever, you bitch!
Anything else you got?
Nah, that's it.
All right.
I mean, you have anything you want to say about the EU FanFest is coming up? Anything exciting, like Samurai?
Well, I hope. How about you see Samurai? Hope we got the Tachi Gecko soundbite somewhere in there.
Why do you even bother living?
Yeah, we don't have control over this.
But also, if anyone can get their hands on an extra large Moogle T-shirt from there, I want to trade for a Las Vegas FanFest T-shirt.
Oh, there you go. You've had it. Someone out there wants to trade.
If anybody's going to EU and hasn't, well, pre-orders are closed now, so somebody's going to have to wait in line to get that hoodie. So we'll see. Maybe you'll get lucky.
They did a pre-purchase though.
Yeah, but it's over now. And if they didn't order an extra one and they want to keep the one that they ordered,
Wait, they have to pre-order them? We didn't.
Yeah, so SE got really smart with EU FanFest, and you could pre-order your merchandise and you'll be able to pick it up at the event.
Why couldn't we do that?
Because they didn't have the solution then.
They didn't. They in all honesty, like I talked to them, but like right before NA FanFest, and they thought they had that shit in the bag. They're like, dude, we got like 10 registers. We're taking cash, credit, Apple Pay. They were like so confident, dude, that they had that in the bag, and then
they didn't knock on wood. Dude.
They didn't at all.
That would have solved the friggin'. Oh,
I would love a cup of tea and some scones. Afterwards, we shall go find the two corgis, Basil and Fennel. After that, the day is ours. Fancy a game of soggy biscuits?
Oh my gosh. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god!
But that would have solved their whole issue with the lore book and everything too, because if they would have known exactly how many people pre-ordered it, and they
well, you know what their problem was is 2014, right? They had a lot of merch that NA people couldn't buy before. What did they have? They had like the delivery Moogle, I think, was like the first at FanFest. This year, they didn't give people a shirt. There wasn't a shirt you could win. You had to, if you wanted a shirt from FanFest, you had to get in line and buy it.
Yep.
They had the lore book. They had I don't
the
know,
Moogle slippers.
They had the calendar. I don't know how many people bought a fucking calendar for $30.
I bought those.
But
the Odin statue.
But there was a lot of stuff. Yeah, and the Odin statue. Yeah, I mean there was a lot of FanFest first. There was a lot of NA only FanFest stuff, and I think they dropped the ball. They didn't
keep that in mind, because still, I only got in line because at the very end of the day, on the first day, I got a little ticket to get in line in the first group on the next day, and even still, I was like 2 turns from the end of the line when the lore book sold out. So.
But now they know, so
yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, everything. It's like block and chat in the feast, right? People are pissed off, but it's a learning thing. They're working on it. They're getting better, and like registration this year was amazing. Registration 2014 was a shit show, right? So
yeah, that's true.
Kind of like this, but. Yeah, I mean, it'll get better. Yeah, for sure.
So,
do you have any shout outs you wanted to give?
I'll shout out to Aniro Grigori since he's not here.
Yeah, fuck you, Nero. Thank you. Thanks. Shout out to Nero.
Relax.
All right, so we have one more caller and one more pre-recorded message here.
Yeah, and we're getting really close to the end of our time here.
We're getting close here. So we're going to bring in Barlock Backbiter from Sargatanas.
That's a good name. Yo, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
I just want to congratulate you guys on episode 100. Got a donation.
Okay, it says Wiener.
I'm glad that Wiener.
And then it says Pussy Lips at the end.
Glad to know.
All right. But no, thank you for the congratulations. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I listen to you guys all the time at work. It helps the day go by. And it's just, I just love what you guys do.
Thank you so much.
Do you listen to any other cool Final Fantasy 14 podcasts?
No, I mean, not really. No, I mean, I think it's great that Kahlo, Escalia, Juxta, and Nero gave some of the minor league guys a shot today to try it out in the majors.
Wow, this is even better than I imagined.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, you are good.
I'm loving it.
What was that clip taken from? That sounded a little...
I don't know where 80% of these jobs come from.
Not any to host bedrooms, of course.
Awkward silence.
Okay.
Any shout outs you'd like to give?
I'm going back to Brunhild there this week, so I want to give a shout out to the Briar's Balls static that I'm part of, and Scrub Lords FC that I'm going to be going back to.
Oh, another one.
Does Nika want Samurai to play like? I want a Batuchitsu fighting style since I learned Aido in real life.
Okay, we can let the caller go and I'll answer that question.
Cool. Moving on.
Yep, appreciate your call. Thank you very much. I did answer in the chat. I want Samurai to be a tank, not a DPS, simply so I don't have to change my role in my static.
Selfish answer. Nice.
I mean, no, it's true. Like I've always been the tank since I've always loved Paladin, but Samurai was like my favorite job back in the day, back in 11. I really want it now. And if it's a DPS, I'm still I'll still be considering maining it, and that would make me sad but I don't want to have to research for a static and all that kind of junk. So if I can say a tank, it'd make it so much easier. And a parry tank or a TP tank or something along those lines would be fun. But,
You couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat.
Shit piss fuck cunt cocksucker motherfucker tits fart turd twat shit piss fuck cunt cocksucker motherfucker tits fart turd twat
Classy.
piss fuck cunt cocksucker.
Those are the 7 band words from radio or whatever it was.
No, this is from a song. I forget who sings it.
No, there is a song, but it's actually from a list of band words on media or whatever. And they took that and made a song out of it.
Who the hell was it? Blink-182 or something?
It was they sound like Blink-182, but I don't think it was them. Maybe. It was a really punk rocky pitch.
Yeah. I remember that.
No, totally. I've seen I used to see people make anime music videos to that. Was it Blink-182? Someone said it was.
Which is weird because I've never actually heard that full song, but all right, whatever. We have our last message here. This one comes from Husky by the Geek.
Hey, I'm Husky by the Geek. Congratulations for your 100th episode, guys. You are awesome, and please keep having fun. By the way, thank you so much for playing my music on your podcasts. Keep rocking, guys.
Hell yeah.
Aww,
Right on.
Pretty awesome.
That was awesome.
We were always wondering if he actually ever listens to, like, if the people who we feature on our show actually listens to our show to
Who are these people who play my music? I don't know who the hell they are.
Just to hear the things that people like us and other people say about their music. Never really know. But no, but Husky
he tuned in after you guys asked about it. He's like, "Wow, I don't want them playing this shit anymore. This is the worst show."
He lets us use his music in our intros and all that crap too. And
yeah, big shout out to Husky. He's got some really cool stuff. Make sure to check him out.
Yep. Husky by the Geek. Kooky, get on that link. But yeah, I guess
we are getting towards the end here.
We are, and I don't think we have is there any other big discussion points we wanted to hit that we didn't?
I think we hit them all.
Are we going to be able to personally do congratulations to LBR at any point?
Oh, I mean, if you
feel like you want to,
I'll sit here and listen.
Why? I say we skip fanfics and go right down to see if we can cover a couple of emails. Pick the short ones out. Unless somebody wanted to read those fanfics.
There's a lot. The long email talking about Sword Art Online, Joe.
Yeah, no, I don't even want to sort.
No.
Those.
Yeah, let's start to wrap it up.
You're just doing this to spite me.
Nah, we got time for emails. Let's do an email.
You want to do an email? All right. Samus, pick an email.
I guess I can go with the first one. Here. Hello, LPR crew. Hi, Nika.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
That joke's still going on.
Yeah, no, people still high-nicking me all the time.
That's because you're so much better than the rest of them.
That's true. That's why they can't let it go.
You punch like somebody.
I know you guys may not care for it much, but what do you think about SE introducing the new DOH? That's Disciples of Hand class crafting, right? In the expansion, the fact that the new primal focuses on gem crafting and not jewelry makes me think that they might pull the trigger on making a 9th Disciple of Hand class. I've noticed they like to do things in multiples of 3. So, putting on my tinfoil hat, 3 month patch cycles, 3 new jobs in the last expansion, 3 specialists, 3 disciples of land. Oh, that's gathering. Yeah.
Wow.
We got it.
Shows how much I give a fuck about. I really don't know this stuff.
For birth control.
Only 2 new jobs announced makes me wonder if, with the revamped battle system and new beast tribe that caters to it, they will surprise everyone with the new Disciple of Hand that can create non-main stat-based materia. They added new materias every patch and gems in the world. They add new materials every patch and gems in the world and are often completely disregarded. Just my 2 cents, but wanted to know what you guys think. Sincerely, Oi from Adamantoise.
I don't think we're ever going to see another Disciple of Land or Hand. I think we're good.
I've never even thought about this at all as like a possible.
It's an interesting point to bring up, but I don't think we'll get one.
All right.
But what do they mean gem crafting versus jewelry? Where did they say something like that?
They want a class that can make non-main stat materia, so not strength, not fight, but like accuracy. If it's still around, crit and stuff like that.
I think it's a very interesting concept to explore, but I don't think that outside of a very, very small population of this game, anybody is thinking about wanting that. I think that the crafting in this game is so far beyond what is unique.
When you fucked Grandpa, did he tell you that he loved you?
What?
Did he hold you till the sun did rise, and did he look into your eyes and ask you to fell at him? And stick a finger or 2 in his ass? He seems like a total asshole. He rubs his dick in broken glass.
Oh, okay.
What's up with like the other voices?
It's a supplement to fanfics.
Clearly.
It's
part of the ghost. I don't know.
All right.
I think that there's just not a lot of need for that in the game right now. The crafting is so unique. It's such an awesome separation from what you see in other games. Stuff like that.
I mean, it's an interesting tinfoil hat to think about, since they did only announce 2 jobs and everyone's like, no, there's going to be 3. And like, okay, so maybe there'll be a disciple of crafting of some sort. It's interesting to think about. I just can't see that being that.
Yeah, especially materia, because they're going to want people to still get materia in the traditional sense, right? They're not going to want to, if you have something that can craft materia that, gets rid of spirit bonding and all that kind of stuff. And I don't think they would do that.
Really change the game in a big way.
Yeah.
Cool. We got one more email.
One more? You're really pushing this.
Yeah, you want to.
All right.
So what do you? I mean, what
Trump
do
over here going for
read
Hillary
it?
Clinton.
You're the guests here. I'll let you guys have the reins here.
Can I read? I like to read.
Sure.
Go for it.
No, I can't too. Hi, hosts of LBR. Congrats on reaching 100 full episodes. I've been listening since. Do I know who this is from first?
It should be at the bottom.
Effin' Cast from Fairy Server. I've been listening to you guys since you were doing that 3-part episode bullshit. So glad that's over. And you guys have been getting me through some dull ass days of starting spreadsheets at my job. So for that, I want to thank you all. So after finally catching up on Final Fantasy XIV and your episodes, I'm at the end of 3.5, and the big question is, what big primal fight is going to cap off Heavensward and bring us into Stormblood? Obvious choice seems to be Rhalgr right now, but I don't think Square Enix is going to go that way. Besides the huge lore upset that would have killing one of the 12 wouldn't be the best PR move but I'd have to be done. A line to Ilberd before he tanks the floor for the party has me thinking otherwise. I will summon a deity more terrible than the very black worm of the calamity itself. While Rhalgr is powerful, he's one of the 12, and I don't see him fitting that bill. So I thought of more dark-oriented espers, GFs and the like. Diablos is out, so Hades, Anima, Doom Train. Don't think so. So out of those, I thought. Then I went back to the source material for Heavensward Final Fantasy XIV.
Final Fantasy IV. Or
Fantasy IV, even better.
Whichever.
While not a summon, Zemus/Zeromus is the embodiment of pure hatred, which is what Ilberd has for the Imperials. He was the final boss of 4, and would, in my opinion, a terrific capstone to the expansion. Thoughts? Next, I wanted to talk about Red Mage a bit as far as the lore is concerned. Now I'm really spitballing with this, but for ages. I've been really spitballing with this, but for ages there have been 2 diametrically opposed mages, white and black. So far, red mages haven't existed at all lore-wise, and you'd think fusing the 2 disciplines would cause quite a stir. At least someone would have made mention of it in Eorzean/Sharlayan/Alamigo. Alamigan, you'd want to anyway. So what source does that have? Doma? Probably not their focus on ninjutsu and Nika, Bushido. What drew my eye was the crystal medium that they've been shown with in the trailer. Never before has Red Mage had such an implement. So it got me thinking, what if Red Mages were from Garlemald? Crazy, right? But hear me out. Garleans have no ability to channel Aether, but possess superior technology. So it would make more sense after seeing the power of magic that the Eorzeans use. They'd want to even the playing field. And so, using Magitech, they engineer these crystal mediums that allow for unnatural manipulation of Aether, such in a way that white mages and black mages couldn't do naturally, which gives them access to both kinds of magic. Whatever Garlean, who was in charge of said design for the magic crystals, realizes the potential catastrophe these could be in the Empire's hands and decides that no one should have the power until he meets the Warrior of Light, of course. Anyway, these are just my crazy spitball theories, but I hope you enjoy them. Shout out to anyone who's named after a character from Sword Art Online. Stop watching Chinese cartoons and cultivate some creativity, you unoriginal fucks.
I just want to point out that that's pointing out to the other people that aren't us. Because we are very creative and original.
I think they're taking a shot at anyone who's like copied a name from another video game. Like,
yeah, basically.
Dude, anyone with Strife or Cloud in their name can eat a dick.
Or XXS, Sephiroth,
XXX. They can eat a dick too. Fuck those people. Be original.
Unoriginal fucks.
Dude, there's one more paragraph on here.
Go on.
Anyway, actual shout out to Anirio. Escalia, Callo, Juxta, Nika, Cookie, Papa, rest in peace. And everyone in the LB army who keeps my favorite podcast going. Oh, I guess Skuro for whatever he does. Congrats on 100 episodes. I'm working, and it saddens me that I won't be able to be there to see it live. But I hope you enjoy my wacky theories. Keep up the great work, guys.
There's a lot in here.
Yeah.
The Zeromus thing is interesting.
It is, but it's Ralgar. It's Ralgar. All the people are wanting to take back Alamigo. Ralgar is the thing for Alamigo. They all have to be thinking of the same entity. It's Ralgar. There's
I know. I've been saying that since the last episode. Everyone is shooting me down on my last.
There's no way around it.
It's absolutely. And the thing is, people are saying yes, you don't want to kill one of the 12, but remember, primals are not the actual gods. Primals are the infestations of the wishes.
They are the same essence, though.
They have the same essence, but we are not actually killing the original god. Like when we kill him, it's not that he no longer exists. This is the manifestation of the people's will of the god and their wish.
And that's assuming that we even fight it. I got a feeling we might end up doing something with Omega, if there even is like a quote unquote final boss. I don't know if there will be.
I feel like it's so hard to think.
We get Proto Ultima, but
but this is a 3.55 and 3.56 patch. It's hard for me to see them putting in like a primal fight.
I don't think we're getting a trial. I mean, other than Proto Ultima, which we know that we're going to get, I don't think we're getting anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Ralgar is going to hatch or whatever.
We're not fighting Ralgar.
Yeah,
something's going to happen. Omega's going to stop it.
Honestly, I could see that leading right into Stormblood, and that could be an issue that continues into Stormblood. But I think that Proto Omega is definitely going to be something that is kind of like on the rise, and something that we either need to control or beat down or do something in order to move into Alamigo. And so that's, if there is a final boss, I think that would definitely be it.
We can also conclude that, or allude the fact that we got a chance to play that at FanFest, that it's already in the game. Yeah. So that is really easy to say that since they developed it for what's in the game right now, that they wouldn't have to recode or redevelop it for PlayStation 3. And they said that they were not going to be making any more content outside of the schedule that they have for content between now and 4.0. But because that's already in the game, it's a very high likelihood that before 4.0.
It's just a matter of how they're going to weave it into the story.
That makes the most sense, yeah. And then they of course adjusting the difficulty of it too.
Yeah.
We get that more shit from.
Are we going to address this Red Mage lore concept?
Red Mage lore, we already know that the Red Mage stuff is starting in Ulda. Yes. Just because we haven't heard about it before doesn't mean they can't retcon it, or it could be new.
And I think it's a really interesting to draw from, White and Black Mage and making it Golem-Ald, but I don't think that it's Red Mage in the way that we've thought of Red Mage previously. Like, this isn't White and Black Magic Red Mage. This is ranged Red Mage.
And keep in mind that Ulda has a really shady history that they hide. Yes. I mean, this could have easily been something from Silda or from something from that time that was crushed or disappeared and is now resurfacing.
Yeah. I mean, they'll make it fit into the lore. There's no question about that. But I think, we know it starts in Ulda, so it's definitely going to have Uldan ties for sure.
Jesus, you guys are a lot more in the lore than I thought. Like, I
have you read our website, dude? Have you gone to Gamerscape?
Yeah, I didn't think you wrote it. I don't know.
I like where this is coming from. It makes for a good story. Like, Garlemald trying to even things out because they can't do magic, so they're like, well.
Maybe that's where Samurai comes from.
On that note, though, they talk about Garleans and magic and stuff. They're not gonna do the Garleans when it comes to magic. They've been playing around with ceruleum. That's what they've been doing. If you remember, Hydrus and the quest, the kind of side quest with the Moraine Triad that you do with him. He does that. He like a ceruleum, like what the hell was it, like a tiger or something that he summons or something like that. That's where they kind of play around with their stuff. Magitech is a machine, but any kind of magic-y stuff that the Garleans use, that's from ceruleum. So
yes, yeah, I like that. I like that narrative. That's this guy.
I mean, he's definitely had a good imagination and good theories. It obviously won't be Red Mage, but maybe something in the future could come.
Really well thought out. So that I like the way that was presented. That was really cool.
Good.
Yeah. If we had a couple more hours, I'd say just call up at this real quick and let's just go through it.
But unfortunately, we're actually 4 minutes over our time.
Yeah.
So,
whatever. I didn't have a timetable. Like,
I know what kind of shit show ends like this. Come on.
I mean, that's true, I suppose. But I mean, as the sole host here from the actual show we are trying to do right now, I want to thank all of you for sticking around after all of these assholes completely bailed on us. I still have no idea what's going on. Kooky,
let's complain about it.
Have you managed to get a hold of them at all? I have no idea. So why don't you each go down the line and tell the listeners where they can find you guys? Joe, how about you?
Well, if you guys, my name is Joe Never Fails. I run a Twitch broadcast, twitch.tv/Joe Never Fails, where we help the average Joe never fail content, both inside and outside of gaming. I raid in a very high level. We clear Alexander 9 through 12 every Tuesday, and we PvP a lot. We're going to be diversifying and playing a lot more MM Joes. Now in Stormblood, I've got a free company on Balmung called The Average Joes. Open invite to anybody who's trying to play this game for the first time, is looking for access to a cool place to learn the game and get introduced to a very big community and the largest NA server in the game. You can find me on Twitter at Joe Never Fails. I'm on YouTube at JoeFails09, and you can look forward.
Yeah, seriously.
There's also donation.
Can we keep them?
I look at the new host. Can we keep them?
I could barely understand that one.
It said, "I like the new host. Can we keep them?" in a really weird accent.
And you can look forward to some really informative and helpful PvP introduction videos on my YouTube at JoeFails09 coming very soon.
Awesome, Samus.
Cool. My name's Samus, the Evolved Male, your girlfriend's favorite streamer. Twitch.tv/Evolved Male, where the entertainment far exceeds the player's game skills.
Oh my god. All right. Frosty.
Yeah, you can come check me out at Frosty_TV. I do normal, kind of boring streams all the time. Standard rating stuff, nothing too exciting. I do a show that is, if you get tired of hearing people talk shit all day and you just want to have kind of a serious discussion, and on Saturdays we do a podcast at 2 p.m. Pacific, almost every Saturday.
Called?
Oh, it's called Mog Talk. MOGTALK.
None of this was funny at all.
All right, Fusion.
What's up, Fusionx from Gamerscape? I also run Aetheryte Radio. Sometimes we do podcasts. We don't have a regular schedule.
Sometimes.
Usually we run on Saturdays in the afternoon. We'll definitely be doing something for EU FanFest. I will be out at EU FanFest. I will be live tweeting, and we will have wrap-ups on gamerscape.com. So make sure to stay tuned and to keep an eye on that for all the cool stuff coming out of FanFest.
Threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Awesome. And of course, I am Nika, the best and only host that matters now, apparently, on Limit Break Radio. And of course, you can find us at limitbreakradio.com, facebook.com/limitbreakradio, as well as Limit Break Radio on Twitter, as well as patreon.com/limitbreakradio. If you like what you hear, unfortunately, if you like what you hear today, none of the money on Patreon will go to these guys, unfortunately. So you need to check out their pages specifically if you would like to financially donate to them. Otherwise, if you want to support the rest of all of us assholes, that would be the place to go. So I want to thank everybody once again for coming on here and helping. Thank you to Kooky for stopping the show from completely falling apart. And
You mean it didn't fall apart?
No, I thought that was no. I also want to thank you for having the most intelligent discussion LBR has probably ever had, and I think that we should do this again sometime if you guys don't hate everybody else on the show right now.
Yeah, as long as
that's fine if they're not around. I mean.
So other than that, I could say everybody, I don't even know how you normally end the show. Check us out or don't, whatever. I am Nika and not a Nero because he sucks. Keep listening.
Is
Limit Break Radio is a production of LimitBreakRadio.com and Bender Media Productions. This episode was produced by Ascalia Rayumasa, Juxtaposition, and Kooky Persona. Final Fantasy XIV and Eorzea are trademarks of Square Enix. Funding for Limit Break Radio is provided by Miri Kennett, Satori Komeji, Dark Flux, Null Packet, Shira Heartslot, and fellow Limit Break Radio listeners. To support Limit Break Radio, visit patreon.com/Limit Break Radio. Opening music in this episode from Daniel Lambie. Listen to Man with the Machine Gun and other great tracks at facebook.com/Daniel Lambie Metal Gamer. Closing music in this episode provided by Husky by the Geek. Listen to this and other great Final Fantasy XIV and video game rock covers and original music at facebook.com/Husky by the Geek. In-game graphics for Limit Break Radio's Twitch stream are provided by Diamond Multimedia. Check out their line of AMD graphics cards and other hardware at diamondmm.com. Limit Break Radio and its hosts are solely responsible for for its content. I want to thank our special guests for today, and I want to thank everyone for 100 episodes and making this shit possible. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night.